Chapter 1. 34 Years of Konoha. Konoha Village, Ninja School. Fujiwara Tetsuya. In a classroom, amid a roar, several pieces of chalk gradually enlarged in everyone's pupils and accurately hit the forehead of a black-haired boy. Here. I am, Mr. Senkaido. Covering his aching forehead, Fujiwara Tetsuya quickly stood up amid the laughter of his classmates. Fujiwara Tetsuya, tell me, how many times this week have you fallen asleep in my class? It's okay to sleep, but what's with that snoring? As Fujiwara Tetsuya looked on in horror, a white hand swept across his face and grabbed his ear. Teacher Senkaido, I was wrong. Is it okay if I am wrong? I will definitely change next time, I will definitely change. The pain in his ears instantly made Fujiwara Tetsuya give up the words he always said. A man's self-esteem. As Fujiwara Tetsuya cried out in pain, Senkaido Suzuko's moist face came closer. The hot breath coming from time to time made Fujiwara Tetsuya's face turn red quickly. Senkaido Suzuko, you have insulted this angelic face. Senkaido Suzuko, the first-year teacher of the ninja school, Elite Chunin, entered the ninja school at the age of 23, when she was in her prime and full of attraction to the opposite S**X, because she was tired of killing. As for Fujiwara Tetsuya himself, strictly speaking, he is not from this world. He only came to the Hokage world by chance and traveled to the body of a 7-year-old little boy named Fujiwara Tetsuya a few days ago. That's right, a passerby who has no reputation among the Hokage. Fujiwara Tetsuya. How dare you be distracted in front of me? I knew it would be a huge joke if you could repent. It seems I am still too young. Under the angry gaze of Senkaido Suzuko, Fujiwara Tetsuya felt as if his whole body was turned upside down, and with a loud bang, he was directly thrown to the ground by Senkaido Suzuko, holding his ears. Teacher Senkaido, you are trying to commit murder. Amid Fujiwara Tetsuya's painful struggle, Senkaido Suzuko kicked Fujiwara Tetsuya into the wall behind him without any hesitation. Before get out of class ends today, just stand at the back obediently. Otherwise, after class, the teacher will let you know what real caressing is. Looking at the evil smile of Senkaido Suzuko, Fujiwara Tetsuya was instantly startled and stood straight without caring about the pain in his abdomen. Damn Tsutsuki! Damn Sage of Six Paths! Why do ninjas exist? It is unexpected that such a delicate woman could possess such horrific violence. As Fujiwara Tetsuya looked forward and complained secretly. The other little boys and little girls in the room couldn't help but shudder when they met Senkaido Suzuko's gaze. Fortunately, Fujiwara Tetsuya performed well afterwards, and because of his sensible attitude, Senkaido Suzuko did not keep Fujiwara Tetsuya and provide him with further comfort. This also made Fujiwara Tetsuya breathe a sigh of relief, and he ran straight to his home without looking back. Land of the Fujiwara tribe. That's right, Fujiwara Tetsuya came from an unknown small ninja clan. Although it is called a clan land, it is not just 3 simple wooden buildings. Due to years of disrepair, it still leaks. On the left side of the Fujiwara clan's land are several houses of the Tanaka clan, and on the right side are 2 small buildings of the Usuji clan. That's right, the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans, who moved here from the southern part of the Land of Fire in the early years of Konoha's founding, live close to each other, without even a simple fence between the houses. The Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans have a deep friendship that has been passed down since the Sengoku era. Of course, this kind of friendship was initially more for the purpose of keeping each other warm and allowing the family to continue in the ninja world full of killing and betrayal. If we count back a dozen years, Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji still had several genin in charge, as well as dozens of special genin and elite chunin. However, perhaps the rulers of the 3 clans at that time did not expect that they survived the bloodiest and most chaotic Sengoku period, but failed to survive the First Ninja World War. All the strong men above the elite chunin of the 3 tribes died, and only a few chunin were left to barely support the huge family business of the 3 tribes. But in the ninja world, strength determines everything. Without genin in charge, the 3 tribes were inevitably marginalized in terms of profit distribution and task allocation. Several years ago, the chunin of the 3 tribes were killed one after another while on missions, and their names became cold words on the low tombstones in the heroes' cemetery. Even Fujiwara Tetsuya's parents were killed in action when they were promoted to chunin when the original body was 3 years old. Tanaka chunin, I've made it clear to you, you still need to think about it carefully. After all, you have lost your qualifications as a ninja now, and you can only keep your Chunin certificate because of the third generation's kindness. But how much subsidy can a Chunin get every month? Is that enough for you to support the 37 members of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans? When Fujiwara Tetsuya returned home after passing through the numerous streets, he saw two Chunin standing in the middle of the three clans' houses. Engraved on the backs of the two Chunin is the clan emblem of the Hokage advisor Uchiha Koharu, the Teitin clan. In Fujiwara Tetsuya's sight, a lame man in his 20s was smiling, surrounded by 7 or 8 frightened women. These people are the only adults left from the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans. The lame man was the only male among the three clans, Jiro Tanaka. Unfortunately, he was seriously injured during a mission several years ago and lost his qualifications as a ninja. Okay, I understand what you two adults mean. Please. Give me some more time, I will think about it carefully. Amid Tanaka Jiro's laughter, two Chunin from the Tetsu clan walked past Fujiwara Tetsuya at a leisurely pace with disdain on their faces and walked away. Tetsuya, you're back. So, what did the teacher at the ninja school say today? Did you listen carefully? After seeing Fujiwara Tetsuya, Tanaka Jiro quickly concealed the pain he had just revealed, laughed, and walked towards Fujiwara Tetsuya. Beside him, he stretched out his calloused right hand and wantonly played with Fujiwara Tetsuya's hair. Uncle Jiro, who were those two people just now? Fujiwara Tetsuya did not stop Tanaka Jiro's overly intimate behavior, and all his attention was still on what had just happened. You saw it all. Those two adults are ninjas from the Ten clan. Tetsuya, don't worry. Uncle Jiro will take care of everything. Go get ready. We'll be having dinner later. After patting the back of Fujiwara Tetsuya's head, Tanaka Jiro pushed Fujiwara Tetsuya towards the Fujiwara family's house. Chapter 2. Late at night, the bright moonlight shone through the thick shadows of the trees, through the window on the second floor, and fell on Fujiwara Tetsuya's sleepless face. Because of financial difficulties, the dinner of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans was very simple. Adult men and women each had a fist-sized rice ball, and underage children basically had half a fist-sized rice ball each, and a bowl of wild vegetable soup without any oil in it. Because Fujiwara Tetsuya is one of only 3 ninja school students among the 3 clans, under the deliberate care of Tanaka Jiro, Fujiwara Tetsuya was given a rice ball the size of a fist. But thinking of this rice ball, Fujiwara Tetsuya's stomach suddenly growled. I'm not very hungry. Touching his shriveled belly, Fujiwara Tetsuya suddenly remembered what he saw at the door today. Fujiwara Tetsuya learned the whole story from Fujiwara Sachiko, the only adult in the Fujiwara family. In the more than 10 years since the end of World War I, after a long period of recuperation, Konoha's native population has experienced explosive growth. In addition, the third-generation leader Sarutobi Hiruzen is in his prime, and his powerful deterrent force has attracted many people to settle in Konoha. With more people, people naturally need to build houses, and building houses naturally requires more land. Therefore, the closer to the central area of Konoha village, the more valuable the land becomes. The group of people who switch beds are eyeing this bonus. Since Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji do not have powerful ninjas in charge, they naturally become one of the best choices. They are the people who sleep in different beds. Thinking of the current status and power of the Ten clan in Konoha, Fujiwara Tetsuya couldn't help but sigh. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Mito Kaido Homura, Uchiha Koharu, and Shimura Dans definitely have such a good relationship that they could take off their pants and dance naked together. It is not difficult to revoke Tanaka Jiro's ninja certificate. Without the ninja certificate, the 3 clans also lost their only ninja in name only. The ninja clan will lose all the rights they have, including the 3 pieces of land under their feet. By then, the 37 members of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans might not even have a place to shelter from the wind and rain. Thinking of this, Fujiwara Tetsuya felt a headache. Ding! The host has a strong desire to survive and meets the system activation requirements. System activation, as several inexplicable voices sounded in his mind, Fujiwara Tetsuya jumped up excitedly. Here we come! It's finally here! The exclusive system belonging to Tsutsuki Fujiwara Tetsuya is finally here. Half an hour later, after a long wait, the pleasant voice finally came into my mind again. Ding! System activation completed. Congratulations to host Fujiwara Tetsuya for awakening the God-level killing system. God-level killing system. For some reason, Fujiwara Tetsuya just felt that he was so awesome at this moment with the word God-level. Fine. His Satsuki Fujiwara Tetsuya's proprietary system is not something unique. System. System. Big system. Ding. Dear host, what is the matter with the calling system? Under the moonlight, Fujiwara Tetsuya spent nearly an hour all night. He finally figured out the main functional features of the god-level killing system. The first is that the system has a killing exchange system. As long as you have enough killing points, various ninjutsu, even Sage Body, Rinnegan, Tensegan, and Chakra fruits can be exchanged for you. There is nothing you can't exchange for your killing points, only things you can't think of. The prerequisite for everything is that you have enough killing value. The second is the source of the killing value. The system's response directly cut off Fujiwara Tetsuya's idea of bullying the weak. For example, killing a chicken to prove one's teaching. Assuming an ordinary adult male as a reference, Fujiwara Tetsuya needs to kill an adult or a creature with the strength of an adult male to gain the kill value. The stronger the person or creature being killed, the more kill points Fujiwara Tetsuya will gain after killing him. Of course, the judgment of all this is in the hands of the system. The third point, which Fujiwara Tetsuya feels is the most humane, is that the system will issue tasks in a timely manner according to the host's situation to help the host improve its strength. System. System. Do you have a novice gift pack or something? Give me one. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Fujiwara Tetsuya kept shouting wildly in his mind. Yo! Good-natured host! I have detected the strong call from the host. I will give you a gift pack as a reward. Please check it. Hearing this increasingly popular name, Fujiwara Tetsuya twitched his lips. After he asked if he could kill the chicken, the whole system went haywire. Open the newbie gift pack. Newbie gift pack opened. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 3 body technique, basic, 3 kunao, and 10% increase in chakra. Hearing the echo in his mind, Fujiwara Tetsuya's expression fell at a speed visible to the naked eye. I wanted to try my luck. Not to mention Sharingan, Byakugan, etc., at least I could get a Kekii Kaijin. But now, looking at the 3 kunao that suddenly appeared in his hand, Fujiwara Tetsuya's heart kept bubbling. That's all. It's always better to have something than nothing. He learned the 3 body technique, even though it was only at the beginner level, it was still much better than his current classmates in the ninja school. Don't get me wrong. The classmates that Fujiwara Tetsuya refers to are those who come from commoner backgrounds. With his previous ninja qualifications, he could only mingle with civilians. Hey! Good-natured host! The system has detected the host's current state and is about to issue the initial task. Ding! Reach the genin level within 1 month, apply for graduation from the ninja school in advance, and keep the 3 clans lands. System. With my current level, I can reach genin within a month. Are you planning to take this opportunity to kill me? If you want to look down on me, just say it. Laozi is a man of integrity and can survive without you. As soon as the voice in his mind sounded, Fujiwara Tetsuya could no longer sit still. I cursed in hatred in my heart. Hey, kind-hearted host. You are finally angry. Please face the reality, kind-hearted host, you no longer have the protection of your parents. Even your leaky, broken wooden house will be taken away by the sleeping tribe. You have 2 choices before you. 1. Become a genin within 1 month and protect the tribe's land. Reward, increase the proficiency of either body flicker technique or 3 body technique by 1 level, random, and a certain number of kunao, random. 2. Become a genin in 1 month, and stay in Konoha to survive. Reward, a leaky thatched hut, and some rice balls. System, what does the second option mean? If I fail to become a genin within a month, will Uncle Jiro and the others be kicked out of Konoha? Looking at the second option, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes gradually turned cold. Hey, kind-hearted host. Congratulations on your keen insight into this point. You know the truth. System, I agree. Hey, kind-hearted host. Congratulations on making the right choice. As this is your first mission, the system will issue an additional reward +1 based on the host's mission completion. Chapter 3. Mr. Senkaido, please. At the gate of the ninja school, under the surprised gazes of many ninja students and parents, a 7-year-old black-haired little boy stood in front of a tall ninja teacher. This little boy is naturally Fujiwara Tetsuya. If you want to apply for early graduation, it is not enough to just have the genin ability. In terms of cultural subjects, you also need to obtain corresponding scores. Originally, Fujiwara Tetsuya also had the option of Tanakajiro, but this thick-skinned guy had already given back everything he had learned to his teachers at the ninja school. Out of desperation, Fujiwara Tetsuya had to turn to Sankaido Suzuko for help, hoping that she could help him with his studies. That's right, makeup classes. The normal kind. Okay. Fujiwara Tetsuya, I promise you. But it will start from tomorrow. The teacher has a really important date today, okay? Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya in front of her, Sankaido Suzuko closed her eyes in pain. This was the 7th time that Fujiwara Tetsuya suddenly appeared in front of her today. Feeling the meaningful gazes all around her, Sankaido Suzuko shuddered. How could she be interested in a little boy? In order to escape from here as quickly as possible, Sankaido Suzuko had no choice but to surrender. Really? From now on, I'll leave everything to Mr. Sankaido. After leaving the ninja school, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not return to his clan as usual. Instead, he went to a training ground closest to home. In order to pass the genin assessment, the basic 3-body technique alone is far from enough, it must be improved to at least the intermediate level. Fortunately, in addition to killing points and mission acquisition, the proficiency of ninjutsu can also be acquired through continuous training. After Fujiwara Tetsuya exhausted all the chakra in his body, he continued to squeeze out the little remaining physical strength. The empty training ground was filled with the sound of BGO. Good-natured host. With your diligent practice, your transformation technique proficiency +1 yo. Good-natured host. With your diligent practice, body replacement technique proficiency +1. An hour later, Fujiwara Tetsuya returned to the clan land. However, he did not come back by himself, but was carried back by Tanakajiro. After exhausting his own physical strength, Fujiwara Tetsuya simply fainted. If a passerby had not seen him and informed Tanakajiro, Fujiwara Tetsuya would probably have slept on the training ground until late at night. I'm sorry. I'm not strong enough and don't have enough ability to protect you. I made Tetsuya bear such great pressure so early. In Fujiwara Tetsuya's room, there were Tanakajiro, Fujiwara Sachiko, and several young children of the Fujiwara family. Listening to Fujiwara Tetsuya's snoring, Tanakajiro stared at Fujiwara Tetsuya's scarred palms, his nose felt sore, and he knelt down towards Fujiwara Sachiko. He kept apologizing. Master Jiro. Look up. The children of the Fujiwara clan are watching us. It's Tetsuya's choice. Master Jiro. Tetsuya has grown up. This is the pride of our Fujiwara clan. You don't have to be ashamed. Touching Fujiwara Tetsuya's face, Fujiwara Sachiko's eyes showed both pity and relief. From today on, the Fujiwara clan also has a man. Tetsuya. You will definitely become a powerful ninja like my ancestors in the Fujiwara family. Time is always so short. In the blink of an eye, 20 days have passed since Fujiwara Tetsuya awakened his system. During these 20 days, through constant hard training and the after-school caress of Sankaido Suzuko, Fujiwara Tetsuya finally completed all the theoretical courses for grades 1 to 6 in the ninja school. Fortunately, at this time the theoretical courses did not contain any filler about the will of fire more than 10 years later, which made Fujiwara Tetsuya feel a lot more relaxed. However, this terrifying ability to understand also made Sankaido Suzuko, who was shocked, gradually become dignified. In addition, in terms of strength, Host Fujiwara Tetsuya Bloodline, Nun Ninjutsu, Transformation Technique, Intermediate, E, Body Replacement Technique, Intermediate, E, Clone Technique, Intermediate, E Kill Value, 0 The Strength Panel, because Fujiwara Tetsuya has not yet completed the initial task and obtained the ninja certificate, it has not yet been unlocked. However, according to the system's evaluation standards, Fujiwara Tetsuya has already met the requirements for graduation from Genin. Of course, this is under the normal 6-year system. If you want to graduate early, you need to master 1 or 2 low-level ninjutsu to be completely confident. Late at night, the oil lamp in Tanakajiro's room was still flickering. In order to support the 37 people of the 3 tribes, Jiro Tanaka put aside the so-called dignity of a ninja and took some manual work from some businessmen, hoping to earn some money to subsidize the expenses of the 3 tribes. Although his legs were disabled, Tanakajiro's hands were Chnin's hands. After long-term training, they were extremely flexible. In terms of efficiency, it is much higher than Fujiwara Sachiko and others. Uncle Jiro, does the clan still have chakra test strips? In the silence, Fujiwara Tetsuya, with her black hair draped over her shoulders, pushed the door open and walked in. "It's Tetsuya. Sit." Seeing Fujiwara Tetsuya coming over, Tanakajiro laughed, but secretly pushed the small handicraft in front of him into the corner behind him and covered it up. "Chakra test paper? Tetsuya, wait for me, I'll get it." Facing Fujiwara Tetsuya's piercing gaze, Tanakajiro turned around and walked towards a room without any hesitation. Jiro Tanaka saw all the changes in Fujiwara Tetsuya over the past 20 days. Among so many tribesmen, if one were to be asked who had the greatest hope of becoming a ninja, in Tanakajiro's opinion, it would undoubtedly be Fujiwara Tetsuya. In the blink of an eye, Jiro Tanaka came to Fujiwara Tetsuya holding a wooden box. Under the gaze of Fujiwara Tetsuya, Tanakajiro took out all the few chakra test papers in the wooden box. "This is probably the only stock of the 3 tribes. Tetsuya, this is the chakra test paper. For ninjas, chakra is usually divided into 5 attributes: wind, fire, thunder, water, and earth. Ninjas like the Fujiwara clan usually have mostly water attribute chakras, while Tanaka and Yusuji have mostly earth and fire attribute chakras. By the way, Tetsuya, do you know how to use chakra test strips? Uncle Jiro, have you forgotten? I am now the top student in the theory class. I still know this common sense." Fujiwara Tetsuya took the chakra test paper handed over by Tanakajiro and sniffed his nose in dissatisfaction. Today, he has made a stunning transformation from a poor student to a top student. Haven't you seen that those little lolas in the class can't stop leaning on him, and he has become a recognized enemy in the eyes of those little boys? Under the infusion of Fujiwara Tetsuya chakra, the chakra test paper in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hand quickly became wet, and when it spread to 2/3 of the position, it quickly wrinkled. "Thunder and water? It's not too bad." Chapter 4. Konoha Training Ground Number 37. In the endless darkness, a thin figure suddenly appeared. It was Fujiwara Tetsuya. Fujiwara Tetsuya, carrying a small sword on his back, stood on a blue stone, looking quietly at the dark forest in the distance, his eyes full of determination. In the distant depths, it seemed that there were tigers and giant bears roaring constantly. After testing his chakra attributes that day, Fujiwara Tetsuya obtained 2 sea-level ninjutsu scrolls from Tanakajiro, namely Water Style. Water Clone Technique and Water Style. Water Prison Technique. As for Lightning Style Ninjutsu, none of the 3 clans have it, or Fujiwara Tetsuya didn't have such an expectation from the beginning. Without expectations, there will be no disappointment. Although he was just a small and declining ninja clan, his starting point was much better than those common people. After trying for a few days, he had only just mastered the water prison technique. It would be a pipe dream to apply for the genin graduation with this level of ability. I'm afraid he can't even pass the test of Sankaido Suzuko. Swish! The Kodaki was held horizontally in front of Fujiwara Tetsuya, and the slender blade emitted cold light under the moonlight. This is one of the only 3 swords left from the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. Maybe it's not worth much, but it carries Tanakajiro's earnest expectations. With a flick of the blade, Fujiwara Tetsuya's figure instantly disappeared into the dark forest. Roar! Suddenly, a painful roar was heard from deep inside the number 37 training ground. Under the shade of a tree somewhere, a 2-meter square pit appeared, with dozens of sharpened bamboo blades stuck upside down in it. On top of the bamboo blades, a 2-meter-tall brown bear finally died after struggling violently for several minutes. Watching the movement below, Fujiwara Tetsuya, who was hiding deep in the shade of the trees, finally breathed a sigh of relief. 2 full days and 2 nights. He killed tigers, tortured snakes, and trapped bears. He finally made it. Hey, kind-hearted host. After 2 days and 2 nights of torment, you finally completed a triple kill. The temporary system task is completed. The task rewards are being calculated. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the temporary mission. The proficiency of transformation technique has increased by 1 level. The cumulative kill value obtained is 18 plus 15 plus 19, *2 equals 104 points. System. All kill points are allocated to water style. Water prison technique. Ding. Killing points are allocated. Host water style. Water prison technique proficiency has been raised to intermediate level. System. Call up the ninja panel. After exhaling a breath, Fujiwara Tetsuya quietly felt the changes in his strength. Host Fujiwara Tetsuya bloodline, Nun Ninjutsu, water style. Water prison technique, 19/300 intermediate, transformation technique, advanced, E, body replacement technique, intermediate, E, clone technique, intermediate, E kill value, 0. Half an hour later, Fujiwara Tetsuya processed the valuable parts of the brown bear and quickly left the number 37 training ground carrying a large package. The package contained valuable things such as tiger skin, snake gall, and bear gall. If they were sold to merchants in Konoha, they could be exchanged for some money. In the evening, after finishing everything, Fujiwara Tetsuya returned to his clan with 4,000 taels of silver and half a slaughtered pig. It's Brother Tetsuya. Brother Tetsuya is back. Brother Tetsuya, where have you been these 2 days? Musa hasn't seen you for 2 days. In the open space in front of the house, many children from the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji families were playing. When they saw Fujiwara Tetsuya, they immediately surrounded him. Of course Brother Tetsuya went to buy you some meat. Surrounded by many children, Fujiwara Tetsuya moved his feet with difficulty and placed the pork on his shoulder on the floor closest to him. After taking off the kodaki, raise the sword above your head. Musa, whose full name is Fujiwara Musa, is the second daughter of Fujiwara Sachiko. It's meat. Many half-grown children exclaimed, staring at the half-pig, drooling over it, and were extremely greedy. Not to mention them, even Fujiwara Tetsuya had never tasted meat after coming to the ninja world. Tetsuya. The noise outside the house startled the adults who were preparing dinner inside. Jiro Tanaka, Sachiko Fujiwara, Yuko Yusuji, and others came out one after another. Uncle Jiro, Aunt Sachiko. I'm back. At this moment, Fujiwara Tetsuya's body stood straight. Unlike before, he is now qualified to shoulder the lives of 3 tribes. Let's talk about it later when we get back to the house. Looking at the children from the 3 tribes who had gathered together, Jiro Tanaka shook his head at Sachiko Fujiwara. Although Fujiwara Tetsuya told him in advance that he had been there. However, looking at the scene in front of him, no matter how dumb Jiro Tanaka was, he realized that Fujiwara Tetsuya had deceived him. Hearing the loud sounds of eating meat in my ears, I suppressed the urge to ask Fujiwara Tetsuya the reason. That night, the children of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans were all given a full bowl of broth. After several months, the pervasive aroma of meat once again wafted among the 3 tribes' territories. Fujiwara Tetsuya also had his first full meal since arriving in the ninja world. Did you see blood? Under the light of candlelight, Jiro Tanaka pulled out a small sword from Fujiwara Tetsuya, put it to his nose and sniffed it, and his eyes suddenly became cold. Even though Fujiwara Tetsuya had dealt with it beforehand. But it failed to completely cover up the bloody smell on the blade. Yes. Uncle Jiro. Feeling the heavy gazes behind him, cold sweat gradually seeped out of Fujiwara Tetsuya's forehead. Jiro Tanaka wasn't the only one interrogating him. There were also 8 or 9 adults including Fujiwara Sachiko and Yusuji Yuko. In addition to these, there are 3 more young boys and girls, Fujiwara Aiko, Yusuji Toru, and Tanaka Yoshito. Like Fujiwara Tetsuya, they were once students of the ninja school. Unfortunately, these 3 ninjas had limited talents and were persuaded to drop out of the ninja school after failing the 6th grade for several consecutive years. However, after the 3 of them found jobs and were able to earn a meager salary, they successfully joined the ranks of the adults of the 3 tribes. I'm sorry. I deceived you. I didn't go to Mr. Sankaido for extra training. Instead, I went to the 37th training ground. In the past 2 days, I have set up several traps at the number 37 training ground and successfully ambushed and killed 3 ferocious beasts. The bloody smell on the kodaki was left by these 3 ferocious beasts. In addition, I exchanged the fur, hearts, and gallbladders of the 3 beasts for silver. The money for buying the meat was paid from this part of the money. Uncle Jiro, here are the remaining 4,000 taels. After being nervous, Fujiwara Tetsuya gradually calmed down. Tell everything that happened openly. Tetsuya. Looking at the 4,000 taels in front of him, Tanaka Jiro felt his throat dry and he groaned for a long time, not knowing what to say. He knows. Fujiwara Tetsuya will choose to take risks. Or it was because of that day. Uncle Jiro. Don't worry. From now on, I, Fujiwara Tetsuya, will support the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. That day won't be too far away. After placing all 4,000 ryo in Tanaka Jiro's hands, Fujiwara Tetsuya stood up, picked up the kodaki and put it across his waist. Under the horrified gaze of the crowd, an invisible force swept across the four directions. Chapter 5. What? You want to apply for early graduation? Suddenly, the inappropriate roar of Senkaido Suzuko was heard in the ninja office. Because she used too much force, the table that had been with her for nearly half a year broke into several pieces after a wailing sound. Yes, Mr. Senkaido. I want to apply for early graduation. Looking at the two balls swaying in front of him, Fujiwara Tetsuya's heart was bewildered. It took a lot of effort to pull himself back from his endless fantasy. Senkaido Suzuko, so terrifying. Definitely qualified to debut. No, I don't agree. Fujiwara Tetsuya, I admit that you have the potential to become a formal ninja, but that will be in a few years, not now. It is too early for you to embark on the path of a genin. Of course, these are the words that Senkaido Suzuko could say in front of several ninja teachers in the office. Fujiwara Tetsuya. You don't know what it means to walk the path of the genin. Killing, betrayal, escape, everything is unknown. Teacher Senkaido, I have a reason why I have to graduate early. Perhaps it's just as you said. Taking on the mission of a ninja is too heavy for me now. But everyone is born with the power to choose. Mr. Senkaido, I want to protect everything around me, even if my power is insignificant. Even if there is only a slight possibility. Even if I will be smashed to pieces. I still want to try. Thank you. Tetsuya. Is this your realization? Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya, who was hunched over, Senkaido Suzuko's resolute expression gradually loosened. She had heard more or less about the affairs of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans from Fujiwara Tetsuya during her past tutoring sessions. The Tsuchiya clan is a huge monster to the current Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. The same goes for her. Okay. I agree to your request. But before that, you have to pass a test. Thank you, Mr. Senkaido. Don't be so quick to thank me. Teacher Yoshida. Under the gaze of Fujiwara Tetsuya, Senkaido Suzuko directly pulled a ninja school teacher in front of Fujiwara Tetsuya. Tetsuya. This is Yoshida-chinen, the teacher of the second grade class. As long as you can hold out for 5 minutes under Yoshida-sensei, I will consider you eligible to apply for early graduation. I will then personally explain this to the Hokage. But you only have one chance. If you can't hold on for 5 minutes, then you should go back to class and stay in the ninja school for a few more years. Facing Senkaido Suzuko's unshakable gaze, Fujiwara Tetsuya understood that this was Senkaido Suzuko's final concession. Teacher Senkaido, I promise. Teacher Yoshida, thank you for your help. In just 10 minutes, the news that Fujiwara Tetsuya wanted to apply for early graduation spread throughout the entire ninja school. There are at least a few 5th and 6th graders who apply to graduate early, so it is not uncommon. However, in the first year, especially just 2.5 months after enrollment, someone applied to graduate early, which was definitely the first time since the establishment of Genin School. The training ground on the west side of the ninja school is usually a place for 5th and 6th grade ninja students to practice actual combat. The simulation of various terrains is quite comprehensive. At this moment, everyone from 1st grade little boy and lowly to 5th and 6th grade students gathered here early after school. Hey! Minato, have you ever heard of the name Fujiwara Tetsuya? In the crowded crowd, a red-haired lowly skillfully hugged the blonde little boy beside her, but her eyes kept wandering around. These two people are none other than the future 4th-generation couple Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato. Kushina, you know, the homework for the ninja school is enough to give me a headache. I really don't have time to pay attention to other things. After struggling to break free from the two spreading devil's claws, Namikaze Minato breathed a sigh of relief, fixed his hair, and quickly distanced himself from Kushina. Because when registering for the selection, Namikaze Minato showed good physical fitness and reaction nerves. With the stroke of Sarutobi Hiruzen's pen, he became one of the few civilian ninjas to enter the elite class. Shikaku, Suzaku, have you ever heard of Fujiwara Tetsuya? At the gathering place of the 3rd years not far from Namikaze Minato, Akamichi Choza used his stomach to force his way through, came to the side of the two pineapple-headed students, and swallowed the snacks in his arms in handfuls. The Fujiwara clan. If I remember correctly, it should be next to Tanaka and Yusuji. It was prosperous for a while a dozen years ago, but now it has declined. In Konoha, there are not many middle and upper-class ninja clans who are regarded as the pillars, but there are quite a few scattered small ninja clans. Except for those Konoha high-ranking officials, not everyone can remember them all. Look there. It's not that Fujiwara Tetsuya arrived early. Instead, the students from Konoha's 3 most prestigious ninja clans have arrived. Senju, Uchiha, Hyuga. At this time, World War II had not yet begun. Although the Senju clan lost a large number of powerful people in the First World War, their foundation and prestige still remained. I didn't expect these arrogant guys would come. Looking at the students from the 3 major ninja clans who had the word arrogance engraved in their bones, even Naruto became much more serious. These guys, in addition to inheriting the glory of their ancestors, its own strength is also not to be underestimated. The worst among them is at least ranked in the upper middle level among the same level. Everyone be quiet. The teachers are here. Behind Kaido, Suzuko and Yashida were a dozen chunin and elite chunin. Of course, the reason why they appeared here today, in addition to having a certain interest in Fujiwara Tetsuya, was more out of consideration for Kaido Suzuko. Suzuko Kaido, who possesses talent, strength, beauty and a great figure, is very popular among the teachers in the entire ninja school. She has never fallen out of the top 3 since the day she arrived. Teacher Yashida, Tetsuya will be here soon. You have to help me teach that ignorant brat a lesson. 3 minutes. No. The battle will be over in 1 minute. Let him give up on this idea completely. Don't worry, Mr. Kaido. I will make Fujiwara Tetsuya face the reality and let him know that staying in the ninja school is his best choice. Standing next to Kaido Suzuko, Yashida's face was filled with happiness. He patted his chest wildly with a completely uncoordinated gesture. Obviously, he was in love and had lost his mind. Tetsuya. In a corner where the civilian students stayed, Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka-rina were looking at everything around them with worried eyes. They can't figure it out. Why did Fujiwara Tetsuya apply for early closure? I don't know if Uncle Jiro knows about this. Chapter 6. The real master is coming. After many teachers from the ninja school arrived, the atmosphere at the training ground gradually became solemn. Under the gazes of countless people, a black figure slowly walked over with a small sword on his back. Wow! Is he Fujiwara Tetsuya? He's my type. I didn't expect that there would be such a clean boy among the little ninjas. I'm going to fall in love with him. In order to make a name for himself, Fujiwara Tetsuya specially combed his long hair when he came, and tied up all the messy hair with a thick hemp rope, making his young face look a bit wilder. He changed into the few clothes that he could wear decently, which he had found among the boxes of tattered relics from the Fujiwara clan. Mr. Kaido. Mr. Yashida. I'm coming. Coming in front of everyone, Fujiwara Tetsuya's body became straighter. There seems to be infinite power contained in the young body. FK. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya's cool appearance, Kaido Suzuko couldn't help but mutter something. Now that we're here, let's get started. Yashida Kazuo and Fujiwara Tetsuya step forward and make the seal of opposition. Mr. Yashida, please give me your guidance. At the beginning of the battle, Fujiwara Tetsuya drew out his Kodaki and rushed forward. The sharp sword light kept sweeping the corners of Yashida Kazuo's clothes. What? I got scared for nothing. Tetsuya was just swinging his sword with brute force. As if to prove Kaido Suzuko's speculation, Tanaka Kazuo dodged Fujiwara Tetsuya's sword repeatedly, and then found the right moment to knock down the small sword in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hand, and kicked Fujiwara Tetsuya several meters away. Fujiwara Tetsuya-san, the Kodaki is too dangerous for your age. Just give up. Go back to the ninja school and study for a few more years. Don't worry. No one will laugh at you. Just based on your courage today, it is enough for us to recognize you. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya, who staggered to his feet, Yashida Kazuo picked up the small sword, swung it casually and stabbed it into the filled gun in the distance. Teacher Yashida. Thank you for your advice. But never give up, that's my way of ninja. I said, even if I get broken and bloody, I still want to try. Covering the place where Yashida Kazuo kicked him, Fujiwara Tetsuya grinned slightly. Even if Yashida Kazuo could have held back, the kick that took advantage of the momentum actually hit him. Swordsmanship. Illusion. Physical skills. In these 3 items, his current level is basically the same as a blank slate. Why the acting is so poor? The purpose was just to lower Yashida Kazuo's vigilance. Fujiwara Tetsuya. I recognize you. But what teacher Senkaido Suzuko asked me to do is what I will do my best to achieve. Looking at the kunao gradually approaching Fujiwara Tetsuya, many lower grade students closed their eyes in fear. I couldn't bear to watch that heartbreaking scene. It's over. Tetsuya-san. Teacher Yoshida, I'm stronger than you think. Under the astonished gaze of the crowd, Fujiwara Tetsuya, who was held in front of him by Yoshida Kazuo's kunao, suddenly turned into a piece of broken wood and fell to the ground. Body replacement technique? When? What a fast seal-making speed! It seems that this fight won't be so boring. The sudden change attracted the attention of most people. Even the senior students began to look more serious. Even among them, only a very small number of people can achieve this level of proficiency. But where did Fujiwara Tetsuya go again? Did he hide? Hey, Hyuga clan, open your Byakugan and see where Fujiwara Tetsuya is hiding. Looking at the broken wood under his feet, Yoshida Kazuo gradually shifted his gaze to the dense forest not far away. Follow the ninja essentials. Finding favorable terrain, setting traps, and launching surprise attacks is also a way to defeat the enemy with an inferior. Teacher Yoshida, what are you doing? Have you forgotten what you promised me? At some point, Senkaido Suzuko came to Yoshida Kazuo's side with her plump figure. Without any resistance from Yoshida Kazuo, he put his hand on Yoshida Kazuo's shoulder. Don't worry, Mr. Senkaido. I'm just after Tetsuya-san, and I won't let him fail this trial. Feeling the warmth from Senkaido Suzuko's palm, Yoshida Kazuo felt that his spring had arrived. Could it be that Mr. Senkaido is interested in me? Thinking of this, Yoshida Kazuo felt a warm current flowing through his body. No. How can there be two Senkaido teachers? At this moment, Yoshida Kazuo's entire attention was still on Senkaido Suzuko in front of him. However, the teachers and students of all ages at the ninja school who were watching the battle from all sides noticed something strange. Two Senkaido Suzuko appeared in front of them at the same time. Whether it's the voice, face, clothing, or even body dimensions, they are exactly the same. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Change back to me. Seeing Fujiwara Tetsuya turn into her own appearance and posing in front of Yoshida Kazuo, Senkaido Suzuko was almost furious. This is her good student. How dare you become her? Although the level of this transformation technique is quite good. But that can't be forgiven. White eyes, open. Seeing the sudden change in the situation on the field, the young man from the Hyuga clan could no longer hold back his restlessness and quickly rolled his eyes. In an instant, the meridians and chakras of the two Senkaido Suzuko appeared clearly in his eyes. How about it? Kawahira, which one of them is Mr. Senkaido? Which one is Fujiwara Tetsuya-san? In an instant, many people gathered around a senior Hyuga. The one behind Mr. Yoshida is Fujiwara Tetsuya. Hyuga Kabira's answer caused everyone to fall silent. For a ninja, it goes without saying what it means to be circumvented by the enemy. Although the means are a bit vulgar. But there is no doubt that Fujiwara Tetsuya had figured out Yoshida Kazuo's thoughts in advance. Amid the chaos all around him, Yoshida Kazuo also understood what was going on. However, before he could turn around, those soft and slender fingers had already grasped his Adam's apple. Teacher Yoshida, it looks like I won. Is it that ninja sword? Yes, it's the blade that Yoshida-sensei just threw away. Observing Yoshida Kazuo's movements, Fujiwara Tetsuya gradually increased the strength of his wrists. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Good body replacement technique, good transformation technique. What's even more rare is that you caught the teacher's mind. The teacher completely lost his guard. As a teacher at the ninja school, I am very pleased to see such an outstanding student like you. But the world of ninja is not that simple. As a teacher, I still need to teach you a lesson. As Yoshida Kazuo finished speaking, another figure of Yoshida Kazuo appeared behind Fujiwara Tetsuya, holding a kunao and quickly slashing across Fujiwara Tetsuya's back. Chapter 7. Is it over? Yoshida Kazuo is a ninja who has seen blood. Although it was only a brief moment, the students around also felt a gloomy and terrifying atmosphere. That was the murderous intent that Yoshida Kazuo had accumulated for a long time since he became a Jainin. Puff, however, the ending that everyone expected did not occur. When the kunao passed through the back of Fujiwara Tetsuya, who had transformed into Senkaido Suzuko, the figure suddenly turned into a puff of white smoke and disappeared from everyone's sight. Clone technique. This time, not only the senior students, but even Senkaido Suzuko and the many ninja school teachers behind them could not stand. There was a rare look of solemnity in his eyes. Such proficiency in the three-body technique is definitely better than that of most of Konoha's genin. Mr. Yoshida, it looks like the lesson you were going to give me is going to be delayed. As everyone looked around for Fujiwara Tetsuya, all I could hear was Fujiwara Tetsuya's voice coming from the shade of a tree not far away. A thin figure was standing upside down under a thick tree trunk. Climb trees and step on water. It wasn't as difficult as Fujiwara Tetsuya imagined. Tetsuya, have you practiced to this extent? Looking at the figure of Fujiwara Tetsuya, Sankaido Suzuko felt relieved but also more distressed. In order to reach the current level of practice, Fujiwara Tetsuya, how much suffering have you been through? In the distance, Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka Rina were looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya, who was standing upside down, and they could almost fit 2 eggs in their mouths. It's as if meeting you for the first time. Teacher Yoshida, 3 minutes have passed. You don't have much time left. Seeing Yoshida Kazuo rushing towards him, Fujiwara Tetsuya turned around without any hesitation and moved quickly into the depths of the jungle. Fire style, fire bomb. When he was only 10 meters away from Fujiwara Tetsuya, Yoshida Kazuo spewed out a stream of scorching flames, completely covering Fujiwara Tetsuya. Fire style. Flame bullet, S-rank Ninjutsu. This is also one of the ninjutsu that Yoshida Kazuo uses most easily. Yoshida, that idiot. How could he use such an offensive ninjutsu? The sound of explosion in the distance immediately attracted everyone's attention. After leaving several ninja school teachers behind to maintain order, Sankaido Suzuko and the other 2 chunin quickly rushed to the explosion area. Tetsuya. That's it. At the critical moment, although Fujiwara Tetsuya left the center position in time, he was still affected by the scorching flames. Looking at the ragged burn marks on his body, Fujiwara Tetsuya's face suddenly fell. Okay. Even the most fitting and decent piece of clothing is gone. That's about it. Mr. Yoshida, before you declare victory, please look around. Please smile. Fujiwara Tetsuya took out a kunai from behind his back and broke a small star several meters away with a flick of his hand. At the moment the small tree collapsed, Kazuo Tanaka suddenly heard the hissing sound of the tightening steel wire. Under the sunlight, dozens of hair-thin steel wires tightly blocked the space around Yoshida Kazuo. A trap. Looking at the dense steel wires all around him, Yoshida Kazuo felt his scalp tingling. If it were just now, he would have walked half a meter forward. Even if you don't die, you will suffer considerable trauma. Teacher Yoshida, do you want to continue? 2 brand new kunai appeared in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hands again. Make no mistake. This is all he has left. It's also a gift from the system's novice gift pack. Otherwise, with the current economic situation of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans, they would have no spare money to replenish the consumption of ninja tools. Maybe I'm sorry, Mr. Sankaido. But, Fujiwara Tetsuya, I recognize that you have the ability to become a qualified genin. Congratulations on passing the trial. As a genin, Yoshida Kazuo still possesses several powerful ninjutsu. However, if that were the case, it would not be a trial for a genin, but a trial for a genin. Thank you, Mr. Yoshida. The moment Fujiwara Tetsuya bowed, Sankaido Suzuko and 2 other elite chunin teachers also appeared beside Fujiwara Tetsuya. After noticing the steel wires around Yoshida Kazuo, he immediately understood everything. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Success. A few minutes later, when Fujiwara Tetsuya retrieved the ninja tools and reappeared in the training ground, thunderous cheers suddenly rang out all around. Well done, Fujiwara Tetsuya. Fujiwara Tetsuya, do you have a girl you like? I'm still single. Fujiwara Tetsuya, just wait. Sooner or later, I will apply for early graduation like you. Fujiwara Tetsuya, thank you for making Mr. Yoshida lose face. On behalf of the students of class 2 to 3, I would like to thank you. After leaving the ninja school, to celebrate Fujiwara Tetsuya's passing the trial, Sankaido Suzuko invited Fujiwara Tetsuya to have a bowl of ramen. Of course, the name of the ramen restaurant is not Ichiraku Ramen. As for the 34 of Konoha, he would be around 14 years old at best, and I don't know where he is practicing ramen making skills at this time. Although it's a bit regrettable. But this does not affect Fujiwara Tetsuya's enthusiasm for eating. At Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji, even the simplest and most ordinary ramen is considered a top-notch luxury item. This is the 3rd bowl he has finished. Tetsuya. Passing Yashida-chan's trial does not guarantee that you will pass the early completion exam. I understand, Mr. Sankaido. After drinking the thick noodle soup in the bowl, Fujiwara Tetsuya burped contentedly. Finally, I'm full. I know, Mr. Yashida held back. If it weren't for Mr. Yashida holding back, I would probably be lying in the hospital right now. Chunin, although a bit more advanced cannon fodder than Genin. But that's not the cabbage grown in the rotten ground. Not everyone can step on it if they want to. It's good that you understand. The opponent you face when applying for graduation will definitely be stronger than the strength shown by Yashida Chunin today. This, Tetsuya. Please be prepared. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya's smiling face, there was still some worry in Sankaido Suzuko's eyes. In her opinion, Fujiwara Tetsuya was able to possess such proficient three-body technique and such a strong sense of combat at this age. It is no exaggeration to call him a genius. However, there is an unbridgeable gap between geniuses. Just like the first generation, the one in Uchiha, and the current cages of the major ninja villages. Sankaido-sensei. Yashida-sensei held back. But the strength I showed today may not be all I have. So, smile. Mr. Sankaido. As my first teacher, Fujiwara Tetsuya, your name will surely spread throughout the ninja world as I grow. Patting his belly, Fujiwara Tetsuya looked at the night sky and slowly stood up. It's time to go. If he doesn't leave now, he might not be able to help but follow Sankaido Suzuko home. Arrogant guy. Faced with Fujiwara Tetsuya's confident performance, Sankaido Suzuko didn't say much, but just slapped Fujiwara Tetsuya on the back of the head. Chapter 8. When Fujiwara Tetsuya returned to the clan territory, the adults of the three clans, including Tanakajiro and Fujiwara Sachiko, had already been waiting at the door, waiting for Fujiwara Tetsuya's return. As meritorious officials who brought the news, Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka Rina also attended the adults' meeting for the first time. Facing the concerns of Jiro Tanaka, Sachiko Fujiwara, and others, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not give any explanation and directly took everyone to the open space behind the house. When Fujiwara Tetsuya uses water-style technique, even Jiro Tanaka uttered a word silently. Tetsuya, you have grown up. Yuzuki, Rina, I've asked Mr. Sankaido for leave for the next 2 days. I will focus on preparing for the Genin exam. I know water-style ninjutsu. You still need to keep it a secret for me. When Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka Rina were about to slip away, Fujiwara Tetsuya turned around and called them. Tetsuya. You're hiding your talent, right? We understand. Don't worry. We too will never tell anyone. When they heard Fujiwara Tetsuya's words, Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka Rina were visibly relieved. Fortunately, Tetsuya didn't focus on their snitching. The next morning, Fujiwara Tetsuya appeared again at Konoha's number 37 training ground. Different from last time. After mastering the basics of water-style ninjutsu, Fujiwara Tetsuya already had some ability to save his life when facing the violent and ferocious animals at training ground number 37. Ninja School. After finishing her first class, Suzuko Sankaido clutched the application form belonging to Fujiwara Tetsuya, and after a moment's hesitation, she walked towards the Hokage building. After verifying her identity, Suzuko Sankaido successfully walked into the office belonging to Sarutobi Hiruzen. However, at this time, there were obviously more people in the Hokage's office than Suzuko Sankaido had imagined. Hokage adults. Shimura is an adult. Turn around and sleep. Mito is an adult. Looking at the 4 people in the room, Sankaido Suzuko suddenly became much more serious and greeted them one by one. The 4 people in front of us can be said to be the actual rulers of Konoha. Oh. It's Lingzi. Shouldn't we be attending classes at the ninja school at this time? What? Is there something special going on? Sarutobi Hiruzen obviously had a deep impression of the beautiful ninja like Sankaido Suzuko. In order to protect his image, he put down the smoky pipe in his mouth. There is indeed one thing. Hokage-sama, please look. This is my student, Fujiwara Tetsuya's application for early graduation. Please approve it. Feeling the oppressive gazes all around, Suzuko Sankaido took a deep breath and handed the materials in her hand to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Damn it. Fujiwara Tetsuya. This is all your fault. This damn feeling of oppression. I will never come to this Hokage's office alone again, no matter what. Is Fujiwara Tetsuya. Looking at the young face of Fujiwara Tetsuya in the photo on the application form, Sarutobi Hiruzen unconsciously put the still unextinguished pipe to his lips again. First grade? Fujiwara family. If I remember correctly, it should be next to the two small ninja clans, Tanaka and Yusuji. Although some contributions were made in World War I, there have been no powerful ninjas for many years since then. Could this kid be a genius? Suzuko. What kind of person do you think Fujiwara Tetsuya is? Hokage-sama, I believe Fujiwara Tetsuya will become a powerful ninja far superior to me in the future. I definitely will. Thinking about what she had seen from Fujiwara Tetsuya during this period, Sankaido Suzuko raised her head without any hesitation and answered with certainty. A powerful ninja. Okay, I understand. I'll arrange this. If there is any result, I will send someone to inform you. Blowing out a smoke ring, Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath. I never thought that Suzuko Sankaido would give such a high evaluation to Fujiwara Tetsuya. If it's Senju, Uchiha, or Hyuga, it's not new. If it were a small ninja clan. Hokage-sama, if it is possible, please schedule the assessment of Fujiwara Tetsuya for 2 days later. Okay, I understand. I'll arrange it. Although it is not clear why Sankaido Suzuko is in such a hurry. But Sarutobi Hiruzen still agreed. Perhaps, witnessing this assessment that day would be a good change of pace. In that case, I'll leave it to you, Hokage-sama. I'll take my leave then. The moment Sankaido Suzuko stepped out of the Hokage building, she dared to breathe deeply, as if a heavy weight had been lifted from her. After making sure Enbu's gaze was no longer on him, he walked quickly into the distance. Perhaps, no one can predict it. The intersection of fate is about to turn. Shortly after Sankaido Suzuko left, a genin and 2 genins walked into the Hokage's office. Hokage-sama, this is what happened. At this moment, Danzo and the other 2 had already left the Hokage's office. After hearing the report from the genin on the opposite side, Sarutobi Hiruzen blew out another heavy smoke ring. Is that so? Okay, I got it. Ui genin, thank you for your hard work this time. Standing across from Sarutobi Hiruzen was none other than the genin of the Sunset clan, Sunset True Self. Uchiha Mikoto genin. Looking at the 2 genins behind the setting sun, Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed slightly. Witness life and death. This is what ninjas have to go through. But something like bond cannot be explained in a few words. There were countless genins with outstanding talents in Konoha who had gone through countless battles without ever falling on the battlefield. But he never recovered from the loss of his teammates. Hokage adult if Fujiwara Tetsuya was present, the moment he saw Uchiha Mikoto, he would definitely exclaim beautiful girl with long black hair. At this time, although Uchiha Mikoto was only about 12 years old, his body had already begun to develop. Even in the genin uniform, you can still see her slightly raised chest. A head of fine black hair makes Uchiha Mikoto's face look even more delicate and lovely. Treasure this bond. You must know this and would not want you to be trapped in hatred and pain. Looking at the single Megatama appearing in Uchiha Mikoto's eyes, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't know how to persuade her to save this smiling girl from her pain. The Uchiha clan. Sharingan is one of the most powerful bloodline realms in the ninja world, but it is also a product of hatred and an ominous thing. Because of this thing, it caused countless members of the Uchiha clan to become arrogant, conceited, paranoid, and insane. Someone as gentle as Kagami would actually be an outlier among the Uchiha clan. Yes, Hokage-sama, I understand. I will adjust. Ui genin, I'll leave them both to you. Don't worry, Hokage. I will keep an eye on them. Oh right. Mikoto genin. There happens to be a mission here, and now that I think about it, you're the perfect person to do it. After a moment of silence, Sarutobi Hiruzen took out the application form for early graduation from Fujiwara Tetsuya and handed it to Uchiha Mikoto. The Uchiha clan who possess the Sharingan is enough to measure the capacity of Fujiwara Tetsuya. Chapter 9. 2 days passed by like a flash, and it is difficult to leave too many traces in a long life. The day that Fujiwara Tetsuya had been waiting for finally came. Tetsuya, let's go. Outside the gate of the ninja school, Sankaido Suzuko also changed into a set of tight clothes. Unlike Fujiwara Tetsuya, the clothes on Sankaido Suzuko's body perfectly show her tall and straight figure in front of Fujiwara Tetsuya. But today, Fujiwara Tetsuya obviously didn't have the time to let his imagination run wild. Yes, Mr. Senkaido. Behind Fujiwara Tetsuya, he was still carrying that ordinary little sword. On his waist, he had a bag of several ninja tools that he had begged from Tanakajiro. Although the clothes and equipment are terrible, it still couldn't conceal the sharp momentum that was gradually brewing in Fujiwara Tetsuya. The gains at the number 37 training ground in the past 2 days far exceeded Fujiwara Tetsuya's expectations. Even without the support of system tasks, after killing more than 10 beasts, Fujiwara Tetsuya accumulated 219 kill points. He successfully advanced the water-style water clone technique, which he had just started, to the intermediate level of proficiency. As for the remaining killing value, Fujiwara Tetsuya put it all on the water-style water prison technique. Host Fujiwara Tetsuya Bloodline, Nun Ninjutsu, water-style water clone technique, 33/300, C, water-style water prison technique, 138/300 intermediate, C, transformation technique, advanced, E, body replacement technique, intermediate, E, clone technique, intermediate, E kill value, 0. The panel is still thin. But as long as the weather is good today, it may not be impossible to produce unexpected results. Looking at the clouds gradually floating in the sky, Fujiwara Tetsuya's pace gradually slowed down. Konoha Training Ground number 24. In the past, there were many places where Chunin and Genin often appeared, but now there is no trace of those people. The reason for all this is that the third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen has arrived. Practice ground number 24 was cleared by Anbu. When the dark clouds completely covered the number 24 training ground, Fujiwara Tetsuya arrived. However, when he glanced at the many figures on the high platform not far away, there was finally a hint of trembling on the calm and resolute face. Those costumes! He is so familiar with it. Konoha 3rd Generation, Sarutobi Hiruzen. Grand Master of the 5 Elements of Ninjutsu, known as Konoha's strongest Hokage, Professor of Ninjutsu, and Ninja Hero. Although there is a lot of water in it, for the current ninja world, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who is in his prime, is definitely an extremely terrifying guy. Wherever the leaves are flying, the fire will never go out. This simple sentence almost runs through his youth. However, compared to Sarutobi Hiruzen, Fujiwara Tetsuya was even more surprised that those 3 people would come here today. Tsunade, Jiraiya and Orochimaru. Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze lingered on the 3 people for a moment, then quickly moved away. Right now, although Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru have not yet grown to the level of future Sunin, they are still insurmountable strong men for him now. Don't mess with me. While thinking, Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze suddenly fell on a girl with long straight black hair not far away. That outfit! Is he from the Uchiha clan? It seems that she is my opponent. But it's so pleasing to the eyes. I just don't know if this young lady has started Sharingan. Hokage adults. At the urging of Senkaido Suzuko, Fujiwara Tetsuya reluctantly withdrew his prying gaze and followed Senkaido Suzuko to the bottom of the platform. Fujiwara Tetsuya. As the protagonist of today, Fujiwara Tetsuya is bound to attract most people's attention. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya's childish face, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but recall Anbu's report 2 days ago after his secret investigation of Fujiwara Tetsuya. Based on the understanding of Fujiwara Tetsuya's past, we naturally understand the reasons why Fujiwara Tetsuya is so eager to apply for early closing. The rotating sleeping group. But, that is Koharu's family after all. If possible, he didn't want to embarrass Koharu. But nothing is absolute. After all, he is the Hokage of Konoha, as long as Fujiwara Tetsuya can show enough qualifications. Or to put it bluntly, it reflects sufficient value. He doesn't mind giving Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji a helping hand. This is with this inexplicable expectation. Only then would he call over the disciples who had just arrived to hand in their tasks. Yes, Hokage-sama. The moment he responded, Fujiwara Tetsuya's body straightened up. There is no trace of cowardice, fear, or anxiety. At this moment, in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen, he no longer represents himself, but the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. He knows it very well. Only if he shows enough potential will this ninja hero place a bet on him. Good. Are you ready? Hokage-sama, I'm already prepared. Let's begin. I don't know when. A drizzle began to fall from the sky, and gradually it became a heavy rain. The weather he had been looking forward to finally arrived. Uchiha Mikoto Genin. Under Fujiwara Tetsuya's astonished gaze, Uchiha Mikoto instantly came to Fujiwara Tetsuya's side. Uchiha Mikoto. Looking at the profile of the beautiful girl with long black straight hair next to me. Fujiwara Tetsuya's emotions were constantly up and down like the raging sea. His opponent in the Genin assessment turned out to be Uchiha Mikoto, the future head of the Uchiha clan, and the wife of Uchiha Fugaku. Itaki, the future mother of Hashira. After staring at Uchiha Mikoto for more than 10 seconds, Fujiwara Tetsuya finally looked away. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru have all appeared. It seems that having one more Uchiha Mikoto wouldn't be something difficult to accept. However, thinking of Uchiha Fugaku's mature old man's face, Fujiwara Tetsuya couldn't help but sigh. The reason why Itaki and Gyuko are so handsome. Thanks to Uchiha Mikoto's good genes. Tetsuya, Mikoto Genin is your test opponent today. As long as you can last 10 minutes without losing to Mikoto Genin. Even if you passed the test, I will officially grant you the title of Genin. After returning to the clan, with the guidance of the clan elders, Uchiha Mikoto has been able to skillfully control the one-tomo Sharingan. The power of these eyes can be fully unleashed. His fighting ability is far beyond that of ordinary servants. I understand, Hokage-sama. I'll do my best. Mikoto Genin. Excuse me. Among his peers, Fujiwara Tetsuya is not short, about 1.3 meters tall. But when facing Uchiha Mikoto, he was almost a head shorter. Although it's because of age. But for a man, height is always a pain that is difficult to heal. Chapter 10. Practice Ground Number 24. In the howling wind, the raindrops deep in the clouds gradually began to pour down. In just a few tenths of seconds, Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto, who were in the center of the training ground, were soaked by the heavy rain. After getting wet, Uchiha Mikoto undoubtedly has the aesthetic of Fujiwara Tetsuya. However, at this time, Fujiwara Tetsuya obviously did not have enough time to appreciate the beautiful scenery in front of him. Because at the moment when his eyes wandered, Uchiha Mikoto had already opened the single megatama that symbolized the Uchiha bloodline. The scarlet gaze made Fujiwara Tetsuya's nerves tense. Have your eyes really been opened? Sarutobi Hiruzen, you really picked a good opponent for me. Hey, kind-hearted host. The meeting of a boy and a girl is simply a fateful encounter. Facing such a cute girl like Uchiha Mikoto, why doesn't the host do something? Temporary mission triggered. 1. Defeat Uchiha Mikoto and let the host's majestic figure hide deep in the girl's heart. Reward, 1 sea-level ninjutsu, limited to lightning and water attributes randomly drawn, and a killing value of 300. 2nd, draw with Uchiha Mikoto and let the girl remember the host's name. Reward, a S-rank Ninjutsu, random attribute/random ninjutsu. The above tasks must be completed within 10 minutes, otherwise they will be cancelled. Listen to the voice coming from your mind. Fujiwara Tetsuya couldn't help but twitch his mouth. What kind of boy meets a girl? What a fateful meeting. Just his small body. Even if I have the intention, I don't have the strength. However, facing the temptation of the system, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes gradually sank. If I could draw a lightning-style ninjutsu, it will be of great help to his current strength. This time, he must win the test. Bite after the invigilating ninja signaled, Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto's figures left after images in the rain and quickly engaged in a fight. Two sharp kunai continuously collided in the rain, producing dazzling flames. Oh! What a scary brat! Can you keep up with Uchiha Mikoto Genin's speed at this age? On the high platform, looking at the two people who were constantly attacking and defending in the field, Jiraiya scratched his chin, clicked his tongue, and slowly leaned his head forward. Jiraiya UBD, get away from me. Looking at the head that was almost touching her chest, a big cross appeared on Tsunade's forehead. I can no longer maintain that elegant posture. He yelled and swung his right hand to hit him. Although chakra was not used. But not everyone can withstand that heavy fist. Almost at the moment when Sarutobi Hiruzen and Orochimaru turned their heads, several fist-sized bumps appeared on Jiraiya's head. Tsunade, are you trying to kill me? As the future comedian among the Sunin, Jiraiya's actions will never disappoint. Noticing the cold light in Tsunade's eyes, Jiraiya shuddered and quickly hid behind Sarutobi Hiruzen. Taking advantage of someone or something. Failed again. Jiraiya. Be quiet. Watch carefully. Fujiwara Tetsuya is much more reliable than when you were a kid. And you, Tsunade. You know Jiraiya's temper. Just teach him a lesson next time. Don't be so cruel again. The people in front are his disciples, and the people behind are also his disciples. The palms and backs of your hands are all made of flesh. What can Sarutobi Hiruzen do? After blowing out a smoke ring, they were each beaten with a stick. Jiraiya. Sensei is right. This little ninja-born kid is much more reliable than a slacker like you when you were little. During this period, although Orochimaru was obsessed with ninjutsu, he did not embark on the road of no return in pursuit of forbidden technique and immortality as he did more than a decade later. Although she has a feminine face, she gives people a gentle feeling. Facing the teasing of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Orochimaru, Jiraiya didn't refute. Because Tsunade was still staring at him. It seems to be saying, just wait, today's matter is not over yet. Recalling the days when he was dominated by Tsunade's iron fists, Jiraiya shrank his neck again. Force yourself not to look at Tsunade's proud figure. Tetsuya. Not far away, Sankaido Suzuko was looking at the two people fighting in the field, and gradually became a little worried. If Fujiwara Tetsuya could be 3 years older, he could narrow the gap in physical fitness with Uchiha Mikoto. In today's battle, Fujiwara Tetsuya would never have had such a hard time dealing with it like he does now. Besides, I don't know if it was her illusion. The girl from the Uchiha clan in front of her gave her a very cold feeling from the moment they met. It's like being in the abyss. Cold-blooded. Merciless. It was as if he was fighting an enemy, with no intention of holding back at all. At the moment when Sankaido Suzuko lost consciousness, the battle in the field changed again. After Uchiha Mikoto blocked Fujiwara Tetsuya's attack with a kunai, his body quickly retreated. Just as Fujiwara Tetsuya was about to chase, the dozen or so shurikens in front of him kept getting bigger in his eyes, directly blocking the space around him, forcing him to use the body replacement technique to dodge. Si, Wei, Shen, Hai, Wu, Yin fire style. Great fireball technique. The moment Fujiwara Tetsuya appeared, a fireball with a diameter of more than 2 meters evaporated countless raindrops and rushed straight towards him. Snake sheep horse rabbit water style. Water prison technique. Fujiwara Tetsuya's current level is that 4 seals per second is a bit of a stretch, but 3 seals per second is still quite skilled. In just 2 seconds, a water ball with a diameter of more than 3 meters trapped Fujiwara Tetsuya inside. That's right. This ninjutsu is a way to trap the enemy. After countless failed attempts, Fujiwara Tetsuya has become proficient in using it as a defensive ninjutsu. Can the water prison technique be used like this? Hiruzen-sensei. Looking at the scene, Jiraiya's face fell again, with unspeakable surprise in his eyes. Has it already reached this level? Sarutobi Hiruzen ignored Jiraiya after slapping away his outstretched hand. Instead, he set his sights on Fujiwara Tetsuya. Nice idea. Moreover, the ceiling speed is quite good. Obviously it was the result of long hours of hard training. Is he a genius? At the moment when the fireball and the water ball collided, everyone heard a series of hissing sounds, and the diffuse water mist completely enveloped Fujiwara Tetsuya. Good combat awareness. He's a very interesting little devil. On the high platform, Orochimaru stared at the diffuse mist, as if he had discovered something interesting. Or, should I say, an interesting person. He actually started laughing to himself. Fujiwara Tetsuya. This brat. Is he really just a first grader? Outside the mist, the single megatama in Uchiha Mikoto's eyes was spinning rapidly, and the name Fujiwara Tetsuya gradually remained in his mind. Chapter 11. Call out. Just as the thick fog was about to dissipate, 3 kunai with cold light cut through countless raindrops and flew straight towards Uchiha Mikoto's face. But the moment Uchiha Mikoto blocked the first kunai, the second kunai followed. Although the trajectory of the kunai was clearly observed by the Sharingan, it still brushed past Uchiha Mikoto's face. A few strands of black hair fell into the mud with the whistling sound of the kunai. When Uchiha Mikoto was about to shoot down the third kunai, the second kunai, for some unknown reason, made a half circle and headed straight for Uchiha Mikoto's snow-white and smooth neck. Body flicker technique. The mist dissipated, and Fujiwara Tetsuya strode over, looking at the place where the 2 kunai fell, with a hint of regret in his eyes. Sharingan's insight is simply a bug. Even though he tried to confuse Uchiha Mikoto's sight deliberately, at the critical moment, he was still noticed by the girl from the Uchiha clan and escaped. Uchiha Mikoto appeared behind Fujiwara Tetsuya at some point, and when the kunao in his hand flew towards Fujiwara Tetsuya, it was blocked in time by the kotoki in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hand. But Fujiwara Tetsuya was also knocked back by this sudden attack and slid 2 or 3 meters before stopping. Is it a steel wire? Looking at the kid in front of him who is 5 or 6 years younger than him, there was a little more fluctuation in Uchiha Mikoto's eyes. Yes. It is indeed a steel wire. After meeting each other, Fujiwara Tetsuya finally struck up a conversation with Uchiha Mikoto. Listening to the girl's cold voice, Fujiwara Tetsuya felt his will begin to waver a little. It's a good idea, but the speed is still too slow. Besides, kid, you were too close to me. Fire style. Phoenix fire technique. Under Fujiwara Tetsuya's horrified gaze, several fireballs kept approaching Fujiwara Tetsuya. At the moment the fireballs exploded, more than a dozen shurikens ruthlessly tore apart Fujiwara Tetsuya's thin body. It's over. Under Uchiha Mikoto's confident gaze, Fujiwara Tetsuya suddenly turned into a puddle of water after a series of experiences and melted into the mud under his feet. Water clone. When? With 2 kunao in front of him, at this moment, Uchiha Mikoto's eyes were rolling wildly and his feet were moving constantly. Scanning the surrounding trees, jungle, anywhere Fujiwara Tetsuya might be hiding. Mikoto Genin. I'm here. Just when Uchiha Mikoto was about to lose his patience and was about to set out to search for suspicious spots one by one, Fujiwara Tetsuya, holding a kunao with a Madara pattern surface, came walking in the rain. Fujiwara Tetsuya. What are you doing again? Seeing Fujiwara Tetsuya surrendering, Uchiha Mikoto became secretly alert. This little devil. But they were not the little brats whose minds were full of playing house games when she was a freshman at Jainin school. With strength comparable to that of a genin. Combat awareness. Nothing fancy. It's not a good idea to just hide like this. Rather than being discovered by you, it would be more manly to have a real duel. That's why. Uchiha Mikoto is the genin. Please teach me. Water style. Water prison technique. Uchiha Mikoto was still deceived by Fujiwara Tetsuya's simple appearance. An invisible water ball sank into Uchiha Mikoto's right leg the moment he retreated, successfully dragging him into the water prison. With the continuous infusion of chakra from Fujiwara Tetsuya's right hand, the water prison became more and more solid. Tetsuya. Have you come this far? Looking at Uchiha Mikoto in the water ball, Suzuko Kaido subconsciously thought that Fujiwara Tetsuya had already won. I knew you wouldn't be so honest. Looking at the thick water walls around him, Uchiha Mikoto was not at all panicked. The moment the one Tomo Sharingan in his pupils touched Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes, a scarlet light flashed. The shrunken water ball collapsed at the moment Fujiwara Tetsuya pulled his hand away, turning into waves that washed away the muddy pool under his feet. Only the kunao stuck in the ground remained there. Is it an illusion? A ninja from the Uchiha clan, with talents in fire style and illusion. He's really terrifying. This brat doesn't complain about losing. On the high platform, looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya with a dazed look on his face, Jiraiya curled his lips, but still said something fair with emotion. Tisk tisk. Jiraiya. When will you take your eyes off women? Who told you that this brat named Fujiwara Tetsuya will definitely lose? Jiraiya. Uchiha Mikoto's talent is good, but Fujiwara Tetsuya's talent may not be bad. Watch carefully. The moment when Orochimaru refuted Jiraiya. The moment Uchiha Mikoto stretched out his hand and grasped Fujiwara Tetsuya's throat, Fujiwara Tetsuya's body once again turned into a pool of water and flowed through Uchiha Mikoto's fingertips. Water clone, when exactly did it happen? Naturally it's time for you to release the great fireball. The kunao on the ground suddenly turned into the shape of Fujiwara Tetsuya, and while Uchiha Mikoto was hesitating, it directly strangled Uchiha Mikoto's throat. Transformation technique. You damned little devil. Feeling the constant touch of the little hand from behind, Uchiha Mikoto's eyes became more angry. Mikoto Genin. I advise you not to turn your head. I have to admit that I am not qualified to look into those eyes now. If you move again, the kunao in my hand might leave some ugly scars on your back. Smelling the scent between the black hair, Fujiwara Tetsuya woke up secretly, and the strength between his fingers became stronger and stronger. Such a close distance. If he faced the Sharingan, he wouldn't have any ability to counterattack. Fujiwara Tetsuya. I'll remember you. You won this time. But next time, I will defeat you cleanly. Take back the glory lost today. After Uchiha Mikoto dropped the kunao in his hand, the ninja supervising the battle announced the result at the first moment. Winner. The Fujiwara clan. First-year student at ninja school, Fujiwara Tetsuya. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Yes. Hokage-sama. On the platform, Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto half knelt in front of Sarutobi Hiruzen. I didn't feel anything down there just now. But at this moment, facing Sarutobi Hiruzen. Face Tsunade. Orochimaru. Jiraiya. Fujiwara Tetsuya feels suffocated. This is the strong one. The absolute strongest in the ninja world. At this moment, Tsunade. Orochimaru. Jiraiya. Even though he is far inferior to Sarutobi Hiruzen who is at the peak of his powers. It is definitely on the edge of cage level. Congratulations on passing the Genin test. I declare this as the third Hokage of Konoha. Fujiwara Tetsuya, from today on, you are the Genin of Konoha. I hope you will carry the honor of the Fujiwara clan. Yes, Hokage-sama. I won't let you down. I don't know when. Under Fujiwara Tetsuya's determined gaze, the wind and snow suddenly stopped, and the scorching sun shone through the layers of clouds and fell on Fujiwara Tetsuya's body. It's like a new life. Chapter 12. About an hour later, when Fujiwara Tetsuya came out of the Hokage building. On his forehead, he has a forehead protector that symbolizes the Konoha shinobi. The shape of the evolution of leaves is engraved on it. I say, Mikoto. Stop staring at me like that. If that happens, I'll be too scared to sleep at night. After stepping out of the door of the Hokage building, Fujiwara Tetsuya sighed. He turned and looked at the girl behind him. It's time. It's fate. After Sarutobi Hiruzen's unintentional explanation, Fujiwara Tetsuya finally understood. Why is Uchiha Mikoto, who is gentle, considerate and quiet in the original work, so cold at the age of 12? To save her. Uchiha Mikoto's teammate. Best friend. He died in a mission not long ago. This is the reason that prompted the transformation of this beautiful girl with long black hair. But this is the fate of ninja. As for why Fujiwara Tetsuya pays special attention to these. That's because he filled the vacancy. Became the third member of the Genin of the 13th Squadron, to which Uchiha Mikoto belongs. After leading Janin Ui Shingo returns from the mission, he will have to say goodbye to the comfortable life in the ninja school once and for all. Hello. A brat from the Fujiwara clan. What Mikoto? Don't call me by such a familiar name. We're not that familiar. Also, add the word senpai next time. Call me Mikoto senpai. As a white fist hit him, Fujiwara Tetsuya screamed in pain. When he turned around again, Uchiha Mikoto, with her long black hair flying, had already passed Fujiwara Tetsuya and disappeared into the crowd in front. He has a really hot temper. Looking at Uchiha Mikoto's disappearing back, Fujiwara Tetsuya sniffed his nose. Just now, Uchiha Mikoto accidentally felt a few strands of black hair brush against the tip of his nose. Don't say. There really was a refreshing fragrance, at least much better than the smell on him. Uchiha Mikoto. Sunset True Self. A Abarame Wooden Golem. The Uchiha clan. The Sunset clan. The Abarame clan. The days to come. It's definitely not going to be boring. Tetsuya. At the corner ahead, a proud figure suddenly appeared in Fujiwara Tetsuya's sight. Before Fujiwara Tetsuya could react, he hugged Fujiwara Tetsuya in his arms. Feel the fullness above your head. No need to think too much, Fujiwara Tetsuya also understands. Kaido Suzuko was waiting for him here deliberately. Damn it! Such a short height. Look at the distance that is only 10 centimeters away from you. Fujiwara Tetsuya's mentality almost broke. Mr. Kaido. Steady. Steady. After breaking away from the soft embrace of Kaido Suzuko, Fujiwara Tetsuya coughed twice in a pretentious manner. He pointed his finger at the gazes around him. Tetsuya. Great job. Congratulations. You've officially become Konoha's Genin. As the forehead protector hit Fujiwara Tetsuya's forehead, Suzuko Kaido couldn't stop smiling. Never thought. In her second year of teaching, he successfully taught a Genin. Teacher Kaido. Thank you so much. Kaido Suzuko's words evoked Fujiwara Tetsuya's memories, and his expression gradually became serious. Regardless of whether the occasion is appropriate. He bowed solemnly in front of Sankaido Suzuko. It can be said that it is Suzuko Sankaido's selflessness and trust made him successful. If it weren't for the help of Suzuko Sankaido, there is no way he would have the opportunity to take part in the early graduation assessment. It's impossible to bring it in advance, Konoha's forward protector. The fate of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans. Maybe it will lead to an unknown path. Tetsuya. Look up. Although what you said makes me very happy. But, there is a limit to what I can do to help you. Tetsuya. It's you who makes you successful. Although he speaks honestly. But judging from the emotions expressed on Sankaido Suzuko's face, she obviously enjoyed it very much. A woman who says one thing and thinks another. After rolling his eyes twice, Fujiwara Tetsuya secretly complained in his heart. Tetsuya. To celebrate your becoming a genin. Teacher has decided. I'll treat you to barbecue today. The kind you can eat freely. Regarding Fujiwara Tetsuya's almost perverted appetite. Suzuko Sankaido had the good fortune to witness this several times. However, after touching the bulging wallet around his waist, he instantly felt more confident. Barbecue. Gurgle. As Fujiwara Tetsuya was swallowing his saliva frantically, his stomach rumbled at an inopportune time. Barbecue. That's the top ingredient in Konoha. In the past, when he passed by a barbecue restaurant, he was just lucky enough to smell the aroma. However, think of the prices marked outside the barbecue restaurant. Fujiwara Tetsuya had to do his best to divert attention. Let him eat to his heart's content. With Sankaido Suzuko's extravagant personality, I will definitely have to eat dirt before the next paycheck. Forget it. Sanjito-sensei. Barbecue or something. I'm not interested. If possible, please treat me to ramen. I want to eat 3 more bowls today. No. 4 bowls. Fujiwara Tetsuya and Sankaido Suzuko finally went to the yakiniku restaurant. In the face of Sankaido Suzuko's feminism, Fujiwara Tetsuya's frail body had no ability to resist. Not to mention, Fujiwara Tetsuya is still a man. What you say with your mouth. But it can't resist the honesty of your body. The two of them spent 2 hours eating this barbecue. After Fujiwara Tetsuya burped and waved goodbye to Sankaido Suzuko. Fujiwara Tetsuya is not clear. Suzuko Sankaido looked at Fujiwara Tetsuya's disappearing back, touched her empty wallet, and shed a few crystal tears. It was as if she had been abandoned by some unfaithful man. Damn little devil. Next time. Next time. You must not treat this brat to barbecue again. The moment she turned around, Sankaido Suzuko seemed to have seen the miserable days of drinking expired milk and eating hard bread in the next 20 days. Land of the Fujiwara tribe. Tanaka-jiro, Fujiwara Sachiko, and others all knew that today was the day that Fujiwara Tetsuya would take the genin assessment. Therefore, when Fujiwara Tetsuya left with the Koda key on his back, he just stood in the open space outside the house, quietly looking at the distant horizon. Madman Jiro. Tetsuya, why hasn't he come back yet? After several hours of waiting, everyone's expressions gradually changed. Especially Fujiwara Sachiko, whose eyes were filled with deep worry. Master Jiro. Tell me, could it be that Fujiwara Tetsuya failed the test? So, that's why I can't get over it. Went somewhere else. A possibility kept emerging in Fujiwara Sachiko's mind. In an instant, his face turned pale at a speed visible to the naked eye. Sachiko. Stop imagining things. Tetsuya. Be a strong kid. Even if I fail this early graduation assessment, I will cheer up. I glanced around at the eyes that were full of hope and a little bit of anxiety. Jiro Tanaka sighed several times in his heart. If so, Tetsuya failed this test. Perhaps they can only choose to agree to the request of the rotating sleeping tribe. Thinking of those figures a few days ago, Jiro Tanaka's eyes flickered. Unconsciously. Chapter 13. The Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Usuji clans. When Jiro Tanaka could no longer stand it and planned to send several older children including Yuzuki Usuji and Rina Tanaka to look for Fujiwara Tetsuya, a figure suddenly appeared on the distant horizon. Along with the rustling sound of footsteps, Fujiwara Tetsuya's face continued to enlarge in front of everyone. That's it. The ninja's forward protector. The moment Fujiwara Tetsuya stepped into the clan land, everyone saw the forward protector on Fujiwara Tetsuya's forehead. The kids kept cheering. But women like Fujiwara Sachiko let out a whimper, covered their mouths and almost cried. Fujiwara, Tanaka, Yusuji, finally a new ninja appeared. Tanakajiro's body also swayed, and his nose felt a little sore. Unconsciously, he seemed to hear what Fujiwara Tetsuya said that night. Uncle Jiro. I will support the 3 tribes. That day won't be too far away. Uncle Jiro. And Sachiko. I'm back. Facing everyone's gaze, stroking the messy hair of the half-grown child in front of him, the boy's back was exceptionally straight. There is an indescribable toughness on the young face, mixed with a bit of sharpness. Just like a young eagle taking off for the first time. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Jiro Tanaka moved his trembling lips and hugged Fujiwara Tetsuya in his arms. Damn those people who sleep in rotating beds. The men of Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji are not all dead yet. At night, a bonfire was lit in the open space outside the house, and barefoot children sang Fujiwara Tetsuya's songs that only existed in his memory around the bonfire. The same rice balls, the same wild vegetable soup, but with a different kind of warmth. System, settle the task. In the quiet room, Fujiwara Tetsuya looked at the bright moonlight outside the window and said silently in his heart. Hey, kind-hearted host. Congratulations to the host for overcoming the trials of life, successfully advancing to genin, and officially embarking on the path of a genin. System tasks are being settled. Ding! Congratulations to the host for becoming a genin within a month. At the suggestion of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, the 10 clan gave up their plans to take over Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clan lands, and successfully saved the clan lands. Obtained mission rewards, body flicker technique, clone technique proficiency increased to advanced, Kunao *20 ding. Congratulations to the host for defeating Uchiha Mikoto. The host's majestic figure is deeply hidden in the girl's heart. Obtain the mission reward, lightning style. Thunder beast chasing fang, killing value plus 300. Listen to the sweet voice in your head. Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze paused. Lightning style. Thunder beast chasing fang, if he remembered correctly, this ninjutsu. It should be the ninjutsu created by Kakashi. Although it was only at the level of S-rank Ninjutsu, it involved the chakra nature transformation of the lightning style. If he could raise his proficiency in this ninjutsu to a higher level, maybe he can touch the chakra nature transformation of lightning style in advance. By then, it may not be difficult to create Chidori-ryu, Reikari-ryu, Kirin, and many other lightning style ninjutsu in advance. Not only can it make your strength improve by leaps and bounds, it can also save a lot of kill points. This random chance can be said to be possessed by the Emperor of Luck. System boss. Allocate all the kill points to lightning style. Reiju chasing fang. Seeing the system is so powerful. In a corner where no one noticed, Fujiwara Tetsuya showed a flattering look. Ding! Kill value allocation completed, host's current kill value is 0. System boss. Call up the panel. Host Fujiwara Tetsuya strength, genin, 0/3000, bloodline, none ninjutsu, lightning style. Thunder beast chasing fang, 200/300, c, water style. Water clone technique, 33/300, c, water style. Water prison technique, 138/300 intermediate, c, body flicker technique d, transformation technique, advanced, e, body replacement technique, intermediate, e, clone technique, advanced, e kill value, 0. Although the initial setting of the strength column system was a bit tricky, but looking at the increasingly rich panel of the ninjutsu column, Fujiwara seemed to have seen his heroic back in a dozen years, holding his beloved and stepping on a super shadow. Sunset drew me. I really hope you can come back soon. Dark clouds cover the moon. After tossing and turning until midnight, Fujiwara Tetsuya finally couldn't stand the fatigue and fell into a deep sleep. Ninja School. When the news spread that Yusuji Yuzuki and Tanaka Rina would make Fujiwara Tetsuya a genin, the quiet campus suddenly exploded. In Fujiwara Tetsuya's first grade class, many boys seemed to be inspired by Fujiwara Tetsuya's success. He went to Sankaido Suzuka with great vigor and confidence and formally submitted his application for graduation. But reality is often cruel. If Fujiwara Tetsuya didn't have the help of the system, I guess what we should consider now is how to survive. Instead of sleeping until noon the next day after becoming a genin, when Suzuko sang kaido killed all the boys in her first grade class with just one hand. That restless mood. Finally it was suppressed. Those in lower grades are inferior. But seniors. There are indeed many good seedlings. I don't know when Fujiwara Tetsuya was labeled a genius. Perhaps it was because of the stimulation from this unknown kid from the small ninja clan. In the following days, several ninja clans, including the Uchiha, Senju, and Hyuga, had 5th and 6th grade students who successfully passed the early graduation assessment. The beasts of Konoha's training ground number 37 were scared to death by Fujiwara Tetsuya. Anyone who was alert hid deep in the forest, and even the fighting between them seemed to have decreased a lot. On this day, when Fujiwara Tetsuya picked up his Kodaki and planned to go to other training grounds to get some kill points, the figure of a beautiful girl with long black hair suddenly appeared at the gate of Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji's clan. Scanning the surrounding buildings, Uchiha Mikoto frowned. I can't tell which house belongs to the Fujiwara family. After pausing, he walked directly towards Fujiwara's beloved son and several half-grown children who were lying on the ground playing with insects. Little boy, where is Fujiwara Tetsuya? Can you bring him out to see me? Facing several children aged 2 to 4, Uchiha Mikoto's expression no longer seemed as cold as before. An unintentional smile seems like the sunshine in winter, bringing warmth to people and being a good medicine to soothe sadness. Yes, big sister. I'll go call Tetsuya brother out right now. By the way, big sister, what's your name? The first to respond was Fujiwara Aiko. The child who rode on Fujiwara Tetsuya's head the most times. Have the undisputed right to speak. I call out, Uchiha Mikoto. What's your name, lovely little boy? My name is Aiko. Fujiwara Aiko. Feel the gentle and soft palm above your head. Fujiwara Aiko laughed. Then, he ran and crawled towards the room where Fujiwara Tetsuya was. Tetsuya nii. Tetsuya nii. The young figure collided with Fujiwara who had just opened the door. Fortunately, Fujiwara Tetsuya reacted quickly enough. At the moment when Fujiwara's beloved son fell with his head raised, he reached out and picked up Fujiwara's beloved son. Aiko. It's dangerous to do this. Tetsuya nii. Aiko knows. Aiko will pay attention. Tetsuya nii. There's a very beautiful, very pretty older sister outside. Her name is Uchiha. Uchiha Mikoto. She asked me to tell you to get out. Uchiha Mikoto. What is she here for? Could it be that my true self Xi Yang has returned? After holding his beloved son in his arms, Fujiwara Tetsuya quickly walked out of the house. Just as Fujiwara Aiko said. Uchiha Mikoto is really here. It was in the open space where they often had dinner together. However, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not go over, but stopped the moment he stepped out of the corridor. Uchiha Mikoto in this incident smiled so happily. Naturally. So charming. So tempting. Uchiha Mikoto. Is this what you really look like? Hey, kind-hearted host. It seems that he has gradually embarked on the right path. I noticed the restlessness in the host's heart. A temporary mission is issued, save the girl in hatred. Ding. Save the girl trapped in hatred, let Uchiha Mikoto regard the host as a new bond, and walk out of the abyss of hatred. The task time is unlimited. After completing the task, you will be rewarded with an A-level ninjutsu, limited to thunder and water attributes randomly drawn, and a killing value of 500. Is this okay? Hear the voice in your head. Fujiwara Tetsuya's expression was slightly stunned, and by chance he met Uchiha Mikoto's casual glance. System. You don't want me to use the tactic of conquering others or something. But the system did not respond. Fujiwara Tetsuya didn't have much time to think. The beautiful girl, after her expression turned cold, slowly walked towards Fujiwara Tetsuya. Chapter 14. After Fujiwara Tetsuya followed Uchiha Mikoto away. The adults who had just raised their heads after hearing the noise also lowered their heads and whispered to each other. Is that girl from the Uchiha clan? She's so pretty. She'll definitely be a rare beauty when she grows up. I don't know what the relationship between Tetsuya and her is. Could they be lovers? How could that be possible, idiot? They are the Uchiha clan. What's wrong with the Uchiha clan? Our Tetsuya is not bad either. He's a genin at such a young age, and he'll definitely be a powerful ninja when he reaches adulthood. Hey! What do you think? If Tetsuya and that girl from the Uchiha clan got together, what a talented child they would have. Idiot Sachiko. I've already told you that this is the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan will never allow a ninja to marry someone from another clan. I just said if. Fujiwara Tetsuya is not clear. After he left with Uchiha Mikoto, the adults of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans, who were a little less rational, began to frantically imagine future scenes. The age difference between Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto was completely ignored. A training ground somewhere in Konoha. When Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto arrived, Ui Shingo and Aberame Wooden Golem were already waiting at the practice field. Sunset Shingo is wearing a Jainin vest, and judging from the way she's dressed, there's really nothing much to say about it. If I have to say something, it would probably be the beard. As for the Aberame Wooden Golem, it is dressed in the standard attire of the Aberame clan. Is that Fujiwara Tetsuya? Yes, Mr. Zhang. Tetsuya, welcome to Team 13. From now on I will be your team leader Jainin. If you don't mind, you can call me Master True Self. Sunset's true self is far more gentle than Fujiwara Tetsuya imagined. It also made Fujiwara Tetsuya's slightly uneasy mood completely relax. Yes, Master Shingo. Since Tetsuya is here, let's reintroduce ourselves. I'll start first. My name is Ui Shingo, Jainin. I'm good at illusions and earth style. My favorite things are tea and grilled meat. My dislike is vegetables. My dream is to become Konoha's elite Jainin. Okay, next one. Aberame Wooden Golem, Genin. Good at the family secrets, likes bugs and vegetables, hates rainy days. I haven't thought of a dream yet, maybe to breed more bugs, that's all. What a unique introduction. After silently glancing at Aberame Wooden Golem, Fujiwara Tetsuya shifted his gaze to Uchiha Mikoto. My name is Uchiha Mikoto, Genin. I'm good at illusion and fire style. My hobby is flower arranging. I hate my own weakness, and my dream is to become a powerful ninja. A ninja who can protect everything hatred? After hearing Uchiha Mikoto's introduction, Fujiwara Tetsuya's expression paused, and even the eyes of Sunset Shinisahi beside him dimmed a lot. As a Jainin, unable to protect his subordinates. What a dereliction of duty. Sunset's true self seemed to have noticed Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze and quickly adjusted her mindset. Tetsuya. It's your turn. My name is Fujiwara Tetsuya, Genin. I'm good at lightning style and water style. I have many interests, but the most important one is probably becoming stronger and protecting everything I cherish and hate. While speaking, Fujiwara Tetsuya silently glanced at Uchiha Mikoto. You're just as weak as me. My dream is to become a powerful ninja that surpasses the first Hokage and Uchiha Madara. What an amazing dream! Listening to Fujiwara Tetsuya's confident speech, the corners of Sunset Shingo's mouth twitched. There was no choice to attack Fujiwara Tetsuya. Ninjas of the level of first generation and Uchiha Madara are placed in the history of the ninja world. There may not be many. Those two are fierce men who can suppress the tailed beasts with one hand and have the power to destroy a country. But, dreams. It's good after all. At least, until the kid realizes how ridiculous and unworthy his dream is. We'll continue to get stronger, stronger, and stronger. Okay. Now that we've introduced ourselves, to welcome Tetsuya, I'd like to invite you to a barbecue today. As a veteran Jainin of Konoha, a strong man who had experienced a ninja war, the wallet of Shingo Ui is undoubtedly much thicker than that of Suzuko Sang Kaido. After finishing countless plates of barbecue, the four of them burped one after another. Well, let's stop here for today. Starting tomorrow, Mikoto. You and Wooden Golem will take Tetsuya to the village to take on some D-rank missions, so that Tetsuya can get familiar with the mission process. After Tetsuya completes 20 D-rank missions, I will take you to receive C-rank and B-rank missions. Outside the barbecue restaurant, Sunset Shinto patted her bulging belly, shielded her head from the scorching sun with her hands, and threw Fujiwara Tetsuya directly to Uchiha Mikoto and Aberame Wooden Golem. True sensei. Glancing at Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto instinctively wanted to refuse. She had no intention of taking this annoying brat with her. With that kind of skill, it's enough for her to learn 1 or 2 more ninjutsu. Mikoto. Teacher is not a child anymore. This time, I finally have some free time during the mission, but I still have to go to the association to apologize. Please be considerate of me. Keiko. Full name Sato Keiko. Sunset is my true lover. Still not married in middle age. Old man. It's really pitiful. Well, alright then. I'll take this brat. Faced with Ui Shinago's pleading, Uchiha Mikoto's mind suddenly emerged the image of Ui Shinago being humble in front of Sato Aiko. The lively eyes gradually began to waver. I knew it. Mikoto, you will definitely agree. Then I'll leave Tetsuya to you and the wooden golem. Tetsuya. Mikoto is a very experienced genin. You must learn from him. I wish you three a happy cooperation. Bye. It seems like he is afraid that Uchiha Mikoto will go back on his word. Sunset's true self did not give the three people a chance to respond, and instantly left their sight. So Mikoto, Tetsuya. See you tomorrow. Watching his true self leave in the sunset, a Barame wooden golem waved his hand and disappeared into the crowd. A team of 4. In a blink of an eye, only Uchiha Mikoto and Fujiwara Tetsuya, a single man and a single woman, were left. Mikoto. Looking at 1, 2 casual looks. Fujiwara Tetsuya wailed in his heart. I could only focus my attention on the cold, beautiful girl with long black hair, Uchiha Mikoto. Little devil. I told you. I'm not that familiar with you. Call me Mikoto-senpai. While he was angry, Fujiwara Tetsuya's back of the head was visited by Uchiha Mikoto's soft little hand again. Uchiha Mikoto. Touching the gradually rising bump on the back of his head, Fujiwara Tetsuya suddenly screamed heartbreakingly. Damn it! Uchiha Mikoto, once again trampled on his dignity as a man. Don't forget. You are my defeated opponent. What qualifications do you have for me to call you Mikoto-senpai? I shout, Mikoto. 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 I want to see what you can do to me. Little brat. You asked for this. That's great. I also want to find an opportunity to teach you a lesson. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya's immature and cocky face, Uchiha Mikoto's eyes showed a bit of coldness. Ignoring the strange looks from passers-by, he opened the pair of scarlet megatama. I'm just saying, there's no need. Looking at the pair of scarlet eyes, Fujiwara Tetsuya suddenly became quiet, spat, and fled into the distance in an instant. Body flicker technique. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Funny little devil. Uchiha Mikoto has not gone to meet Fujiwara Tetsuya. Or, in her opinion, there is no need for that at all. In the future, there will be many, many opportunities to avenge yourself. Chapter 15. 20 D-level tasks. When there is enough work to do, the time spent is much less than you think. The next morning, when Fujiwara Tetsuya was still sleeping soundly on the floor wearing only thin shorts, Uchiha Mikoto kicked the door open and picked him up from the floor. Fujiwara Tetsuya did everything from catching cats, finding dogs, driving away bears, reclaiming land, to settling disputes between couples and cleaning up excrement. The world of ninja. Ninja's missions are beyond your imagination. In just 3 days, Fujiwara Tetsuya completed 20 D-rank missions under the leadership of Uchiha Mikoto and a Barame wooden golem. The reward for 20 D-level tasks is not much. The village took away a part of it. Sunset true self. A Barame wooden golem. Uchiha Mikoto. And then take the bulk. Although the amount that fell to Fujiwara Tetsuya was not much, it was still around 4,000 taels. It can barely sustain the expenses of the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans for a period of time. What? 20 D-level missions, and you've already completed them. When Uchiha Mikoto brought Fujiwara Tetsuya and a Barame wooden golem to find Ui Shinaga was strolling in the flower shop with her lover. Looking at the 3 team members standing in front of him, Yang Jinwo couldn't help but twitch the corners of his mouth. These 3 little devils. You really don't understand romantic relationships. Wasn't what I said that day clear enough? Okay. I got it. Tomorrow, I will take you to receive C-level and B-level missions. But today, the 3 of you must go back to where you came from. The true self of Sunset has surrendered. The coldness in Uchiha Mikoto's eyes. It seems to have revealed the attitude of the Uchiha girl. If the setting sun is really me and I am still addicted to the game of love, I will never have a peaceful day today. Then, Mr. Yang, cherish your hard-earned love time. Before leaving, Fujiwara Tetsuya bowed to Sunset Shinto and quickly chased after Uchiha Mikoto. Hokage building. Is that so? Okay, I understand. Looking at Team 13 in front of him, Sarutobi Hiruzen's gaze lingered on Fujiwara Tetsuya for a moment, then he randomly picked out one of the many B and C level tasks and handed it to Sunset Shingo. In his opinion, Fujiwara Tetsuya might have the qualities to become a powerful ninja. However, it is still a little early to deal with B and C level tasks now. Hey! Sorry to bother you, Hokage-sama. Konoha village, a training ground somewhere. When Sunset Shinto came here directly with Uchiha Mikoto, Fujiwara Tetsuya, and a Barame wooden golem. So, our mission this time is just a C-level mission. After hearing the story of my true self in the sunset, Uchiha Mikoto glanced at Fujiwara Tetsuya with dissatisfaction. It's not like they haven't completed B-level tasks before. This time, the Hokage specially picked a C-rank mission for them, and the trick to it couldn't be more straightforward. The little devil who is holding us back. Uchiha Mikoto. What's that look in your eyes? What does a C-rank mission have to do with me? That was distributed by the Hokage-sama. Are you expressing your dissatisfaction with the Hokage-sama? Fujiwara Tetsuya is furious again. Since meeting Uchiha Mikoto, his dignity as a man has been trampled upon countless times. Cough. Mikoto, Tetsuya is your and Wooden Golem's teammate after all. Be gentler in your views from now on. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to find a boyfriend in the future. With a sigh, Sunset Shingo's hand unconsciously fell on Fujiwara Tetsuya's head. Just like some kind of handrail. Snort. Boring stuff like that from men. I don't need it. Although she was still harsh in her words, Uchiha Mikoto did not continue to trample on Fujiwara Tetsuya's ridiculous self-esteem. Alright. Now that the adults are clear about the mission, let's gather at the gate in 1 hour. All three. Especially Tetsuya. This mission is fundamentally different from the D-level missions you have experienced before. Killing and bloodshed are inevitable. Until then, be prepared. Teacher Ziyang. I understand. See you in an hour, then. Look, Sunset Shinga, Uchiha Mikoto, and a Barame wooden golem left one after another. Fujiwara Tetsuya paused and left the practice field in an instant. A C-rank mission. Inside the house, Jiro Tanaka seemed relieved to learn the level of Fujiwara Tetsuya's mission. But there was still worry in his eyes that was hard to conceal. Uncle Jiro, don't worry. This mission will be led by Teacher Xi Yang himself. Moreover, my teammates are all a group of reliable guys. Nothing unexpected will happen. Keep it confidential. It is the first and foremost foundation of being a ninja. So, Jiro Tanaka didn't know what he would face next? Aimless speculation will only make Jiro Tanaka more worried. The name of the Sunset Clan is trustworthy. Tetsuya. Come on. Remember, there are many people waiting for you here. I know, Uncle Jiro. Feeling the broad palm on my shoulder, Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze gradually became extremely deep. Jiro Tanaka said it well. Here it is. There are still many people waiting for him. He had already formed ties with the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. It's blood. It's family love. Even more recognition. Eastern Fire Nation. A small town called Sakura Falls is famous for the sakura flowers that fall all year round. The town is not large, with only 4 streets running from north to south, and a population of about 500 to 600 people, large and small. In the past, many tourists from other places came to watch the sakura sunset every year. This is also one of the few opportunities for the residents of Sakura Town to make money. But, in a place like the ninja world, without strong power, even remote and peaceful places will be shrouded in war and blood. The small town of Sakura has been frequently visited by a group of bandits who appeared out of nowhere in the past 2 months. Money, food, women, children, anything that these bandits set their eyes on was taken. Arrive. After rushing for a day and a night, Sunset Shingo, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 3 finally stepped into the small town of Sakura. Mikoto, Wooden Golem. You 2 go find out about the bandits. By the way, let's figure out the topography around Sakura Town. Tetsuya, follow me, let's go meet the client. Learning to communicate efficiently with clients is also a skill that a ninja must possess. The small town of Sakura was more desolate than the 4 had imagined. Looking around, the pale faces of the town residents passing by were filled with anxiety and fear. The doors of the shops around were also tightly closed. It seems that only the old sakura flower trees passing by are witnesses of the prosperity of the past. Chapter 16. Murano Jihei. The mayor of the small town of Sakura Falls and the person who commissioned their mission. Once upon a time, he was the richest man in the small town of Sakura. However, all this changed after the bandits appeared. Master Jihei. The ninjas from Konoha have arrived. Under the guidance of a skinny old servant, Yui Shingo and Fujiwara Tetsuya finally met Murano Jihei. Unlike the residents in the town, Murano Jihei has a rosy complexion. Obviously, as the mayor of the small town of Sakura, even though most of the property was looted by bandits, the peaceful life in the village is still comfortable. Hello, Mr. Murano. I am Konoha Jainin Yui Shinga, and this is my apprentice. We will complete your mission this time. Jainin. It's really reliable. Then I'll leave the matter of eliminating the bandits to you too. I don't know if it's Fujiwara Tetsuya's illusion. Under his gaze, a strange smile seemed to flash across Murano Osamu's calm face. It was as if he was calculating something. Don't worry, Mr. Murano. Leave this matter to us. However, before that, Mr. Murano needs to tell us everything you know, such as their number, location, number of hostages, etc. Everything? Okay. I'll tell you the truth. Murano Jihei's wrinkled brows were raised high, as if he was thinking about something seriously. After 10 seconds, he nodded heavily. Teacher Zhang. Murano Osamu was just a genius. I'm afraid he didn't tell the truth. My intuition tells me that this old man seems to be hiding something. In a remote place in the town, Fujiwara Tetsuya leaned against a sakura tree, quietly looking at the petals scattered at his feet, and then his gaze fell on his true self in the sunset. There was a hint of worry on his face. Ninja world or something? Could it be that there is such a thing as the will of heaven? Or maybe it was that old guy from Six Paths who noticed his identity as a time traveler. He just left the novice village and a trap was set for him? Want to fix him? Based on what I have seen in my previous life, Fujiwara Tetsuya has developed mild paranoia. Wow! Tetsuya, you are really perceptive. Murano Jihei is definitely hiding something. But that doesn't matter. In the face of absolute strength, any conspiracy or trick is nothing but a paper tiger. As long as he can afford the bounty for a C-rank mission, that's enough for us. Although, Sunset Shinto had just shown full courtesy to Murano Jihei. But obviously, deep down in the bones or something. Proud Sunset, my lord. He still looked down on the little mayor, Murano Osamu. Just when Fujiwara Tetsuya was about to continue asking questions. Swish! Two figures instantly appeared in front of Fujiwara Tetsuya. Mikoto, wooden golem. You're back. Besides the location and number of the bandits, have you found any useful information? When talking about the mission, Sunset's true self's expression suddenly became much more restrained. Teacher Zhang. I believe you have already learned enough about the bandits from the client, so I will not elaborate on it. However, there are 2 points that make me and Wooden Golem very curious. More than 10 years ago, during the first ninja war, a group of wandering ninjas appeared around the town of Sakura and caused trouble everywhere. However, these people suddenly disappeared after the first ninja war ended. A few months later, Murano Jihei appeared in the small town of Sakura and quickly became the mayor. There has been no change in the position for more than 10 years. A strain in. As he whispered, Sunset's true self's eyes gradually became serious. The gap between ordinary bandits and ninjas is two completely different concepts. If a ninja is involved this time, then the mission will have to be upgraded to at least a B level. So, Mikoto, you suspect Murano Jihei has something to do with the wandering ninja from more than a decade ago. That's right. To be precise, I suspect that Murano Jihei was one of the wandering ninjas from more than 10 years ago. Okay. It looks like this matter is more complicated than we thought. Go on. Touching my forehead, I feel tired at the sunset. Going around in circles is not his strong point. Another point, Wooden Golem, and I found traces of ninjutsu near the town of Sakura Falls. Although it was deliberately cleaned up and hidden from Wooden Golem and me, it was sensed by the bugs of Wooden Golem. After recovery, the ninja we fought was at least a Chunin, or even above the Chunin level. Teacher Zhang. The enemy we are facing this time may not be simple, really. A ninja who survived to adulthood in the Hokage. None of them are there to eat for free. Uchiha Mikoto. Is his mind really that meticulous? Looking at Uchiha Mikoto's slender back, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes moved slightly. As for the mission danger factor or something like that, Fujiwara Tetsuya didn't take it too seriously. The real me is in the sunset. In order to kill them, at least one elite Jonin-level ninja must stand out from this group of wandering ninjas. In the Fire Nation, this possibility is undoubtedly extremely low. Okay. I understand. We'll know the details when we go to the place where those bandits are staying. If not, that would be the best. If so, after we clear out these bandits, we may have to find Mr. Murano and have a good talk. Patting Sakura on his body, Sunset Shinai slowly stood up. It was obvious that he was very dissatisfied with what Murano Osamu had done. Sakura is located in a forest more than 10 kilometers north of the town. The highest point is only about 700 or 800 meters high. However, because of the scattered mountains and dense jungle, it can be called a dangerous place. Of course, this is for ordinary people. Because that gang of robbers settled here. The desolate peak, which used to have some figures around, has become increasingly quiet. Late evening. Several bonfires suddenly started in the leeward part of the mountain. Amid the howling mountain wind, the roars of bandits, the sobs of women, and the pleas of children continued to echo in the mountains. These damn bastards! At the top of a giant tree not far from the campfire, under the shade of the tree, Uchiha Mikoto's pair of single megatama appeared at some point. The scarlet eyes, under the reflection of the night moon, exuded boundless chill. Glancing at the beautiful girl beside him, Fujiwara Tetsuya shrank his neck and silently prayed for the bandits in the distance. Mikoto! You will be the one commanding this battle. Tetsuya, wooden golem. You two follow Mikoto's orders. Tetsuya. This is probably your first time experiencing bloody killings between humans. As a teacher, I have something to say to you. As a qualified ninja, you must abandon your worthless compassion. Chapter 17. Little Devil. Catch up. Don't die. Under the shade of the tree, her black hair falls. After a brief discussion, Uchiha Mikoto and Fujiwara Tetsuya were selected as the main attackers to deal with the bandits outside the cave. The Aberame wooden golem plays the role of reconnaissance and support. Don't worry. I won't fall in a place like this. This time, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not choose to bicker with Uchiha Mikoto. Instead, he silently took out two kunai from his ninja tool bag and held them in his hands. Get started. After glancing at Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto appeared beside the campfire in an instant without any hesitation. There are enemies. Facing ordinary people, even if they are just genin. It also has a crushing fighting posture. In just a few seconds, Fujiwara Tetsuya defeated the three robbers. The hot, bloody smell, along with the spurting blood, blurred the kunai. Little devil. While dealing with the enemy, keeping the hostages quiet is also something you should consider. Otherwise, no matter how fast we move, we will inevitably alert the enemy. When Fujiwara Tetsuya looked at the two scantily clad girls in front of him with horrified looks on their faces, Uchiha Mikoto rushed over quickly and knocked the two girls unconscious with two clean and neat knife strikes. I know. It's just that. Mikoto, could you use some gentler means next time? For example, illusions. They are both young ladies after all. Looking at Uchiha Mikoto's back, Fujiwara Tetsuya flashed and chased after him. The cave where the bandits hid. It's bigger than I thought Fujiwara Tetsuya would be. The surrounding stone walls are inlaid with dazzling torches. From the depths of the cave, there were occasional obscene gasps. Uchiha Mikoto obviously had no intention of chatting with Fujiwara Tetsuya. All the bandits within sight became the dead souls under Uchiha Mikoto's kunai. Look at Uchiha Mikoto's behavior of stealing heads. Fujiwara Tetsuya also fell silent. The kunai in his hand spun quickly, killing one bandit after another before they had time to get up. The kill values contributed by these ordinary bandits are mostly around 1 to 3. Not even as good as the ordinary beasts in the deep forests of Konoha. But, no matter how thin the mosquito legs are, they are still meat. Fujiwara Tetsuya is well aware of the principle of accumulating small amounts to make a big difference. When Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto were about to clean up the common bandits, the wandering ninja deep in the cave finally made a move. In just a few seconds, Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto were surrounded by 7 wandering ninjas. It turns out to be a little devil from Konoha. Where are the other 2? There shouldn't be only you two little brats. The 7 wandering ninjas in front of him were carrying forward protectors that Fujiwara Tetsuya had never seen before. The guy who asked him in Uchiha Mikoto the question was about 40 years old. Obviously he is the leader of these people. Specific strength. It is difficult to make a good judgment based on Fujiwara Tetsuya's current strength. However, judging from her aura alone, she is much weaker than Sunset Shinto. The two of us are enough to deal with you guys who are hiding your heads and showing your tails. Tetsuya. I'll leave the other 6 to you. I'll take care of this one in the middle. Uchiha Mikoto obviously has a strong fighting sense. Before the support of a bear-made wooden golem arrived. Choose the most direct way. Little brat from Konoha. Still so arrogant. Little boy, remember this. The one who took your head is Lord Harukawa Namaru. There is no way out in the narrow cave. Uchiha Mikoto's confidence obviously hurt Harukawa Namaru's self-esteem. Prepare to die, little devil. The other 6 ninjas obviously had sufficient understanding of Harukawa Namaru's strength. I didn't mean to help. After looking at each other, they headed straight towards Fujiwara Tetsuya. You bastards! You're too close to me. Lightning style. Thunder beast chasing Fang. The lightning in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hand suddenly emitted dazzling rays of light, and in just 2 or 3 seconds, it evolved into a dire wolf in its normal form. It simply devoured a wandering ninja of unknown strength. Kid! You're playing with fire. Looking at the charred body beside them, the pupils of the other 5 wandering ninjas shrank. The look he gave Fujiwara Tetsuya finally became a little serious. Is this the lightning style you've mastered? Fujiwara Tetsuya. In a battle group not far away, after seeing the lightning style in Fujiwara Tetsuya's hands, Uchiha Mikoto also became more competitive. Before you know it, that scarlet gaze shone between his eyes again. The Uchiha clan. Damn it! Why would a brat like you appear here? This is the reputation Madara earned. In the past 2 or 3 decades, it still has sufficient deterrent power. Even if it is only at the level of a single Megatama. Uchiha Mikoto's eyes still brought a lot of pressure to Harukawa Namaru. Since you've heard of Uchiha's name, then prepare to die. Fire style. Great fireball technique. Earth style, earth wall. Fire style, big flame bomb. Under the attack of Uchiha Mikoto's double ninjutsu, the thick earth wall in front of Harukawa Namaru completely collapsed. Facing the oppression of Sharingan and B-rank ninjutsu, Harukawa Namaru gradually became restrained. Damn it! Little boy, I want to see how long you can squander your chakra. Tetsuya. Are you okay? After Fujiwara Tetsuya found an opportunity to deal with the second enemy, a bear-made wooden golem's support finally arrived. Countless bugs drained the chakra of a wandering ninja in just over 10 seconds. Then its flesh and blood were devoured and it turned into a pile of bones. Damn it! What kind of jutsu is this? Use fire style. Burn these disgusting bugs to death. Fire style. Phoenix fire technique. The dense flames, like falling fire from the sky, enveloped all the bugs of the bear-made wooden golem. Even though they were several meters apart, Fujiwara Tetsuya could still feel the scorching heat. If it were any other insect, the only way out would probably be carbonization. But they were facing the bear-made clan. A clan of ninjas who are good at playing with bugs. Under the continuous infusion of a bear-made wooden golem chakra, the dense swarm of insects continued to surge. After countless insects fell, not only did the number of insects not decrease at all, but it became even larger. Damn it! What a disgusting ninjutsu! It seems that we can only quickly deal with the caster. I'll go take care of the kid who knows lightning style. I'll leave the kid who plays with bugs to you too. I've really been underestimated. Looking at the stray ninja rushing towards him, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes flashed coldly. The kunao in his hand shot out quickly. Lightning style. Thunder beast chasing Fang. Chapter 18. Inside the cave, the fighting continued. However, the situation now is very different from before. After Fujiwara Tetsuya defeated his opponent, he teamed up with a bear-made wooden golem to defeat the other 2 wandering ninjas. Be able to free up our hands and work together to deal with Harukawa Namaru. Uchiha Mikoto's condition is not good. Her black hair was disheveled, and strands of blood were flowing out from the corners of her mouth. Although there is Sharingan to restrain it. But the gap in strength is not so easy to make up. In the Taijutsu battle, Uchiha Mikoto was almost crushed by Harukawa Namaru. Little devils of Konoha. You deserve to die, you all deserve to die. Why? Why do you have to provoke me? Why, you won't even give me a chance to live. Looking around, I saw cold bodies everywhere. Harukawa Namura's eyes became more and more crazy. Earth style, earth wall. At the critical moment, the true self of sunset hidden in the dark took action. The leaping earth wall stopped the powerful earth dragon. At the critical moment, Fujiwara Tetsuya and 2 others were rescued. Jainin. The moment Harukawa Namura saw Uchiha, he quickly flashed backwards and his fingers moved rapidly, obviously preparing some powerful ninjutsu. Quick enough reaction. But, it's too late. Because, the moment I appeared, you were already caught in my illusion. Fujiwara Tetsuya felt his eyelids droop as he listened to the voice. When I opened my eyes again, I was already outside the cave. Not far away was Harukawa Namura, who was being interrogated by Sunset's true self. As for Uchiha Mikoto and Aberame Wooden Golem, they were comforting the girls, women, and children who had just been rescued from the cave. So, Murano Jihei was your former leader. That's right. We came here again because we knew he was the mayor of Sakura Falls. I wanted him to lead us again. However, after more than 10 years of peace, that BD Murano Jihei has completely lost the honor of being a ninja, and only wants to protect those stupid residents of Sakura Falls town. The traces of ninja fighting near that town. It's our fault too. That day, Murano Jihei did not agree to our proposal, so we thought about forcibly taking Murano Jihei away. But who would have thought that after more than 10 years, Murano Jihei's strength has not decreased at all. We are defeated. But we won't give up. That's why we use the residents of Sakura Falls as a bargaining chip and keep asking for money. The purpose is to force Murano Haruhei to submit. Harukawa Namura obviously has an obsession with Murano Jihei, his former leader, that is beyond imagination. However, think about this so-called blind loyalty in this era. Fujiwara Tetsuya also let it go. Okay. I understand. In exchange, I will leave you with an intact body. Looking at Harukawa Namura in front of her, there was not a trace of pity in Sunset Shinia's eyes. Harukawa Namura has his own persistence, and that's right. But he was wrong in that he did it to achieve his own goal. He inflicted his evil on a group of unrelated people. Yes, that's right. Wrong, it's wrong. Since you have made a mistake, you should pay a sufficient price. Thanks. If possible, please allow me to be buried with my comrades who died in battle. Tetsuya. Yes, Mr. Zhang. I'll leave this person to you. Is that okay? It's no problem, Mr. Zhang. I'll take care of it. Just as the setting sun was setting, I was still considering whether my request seemed too urgent. Fujiwara Tetsuya suppressed the joy in his heart and pushed Harukawa Namura towards the jungle not far away. Harukawa Namura is quite powerful. At least it is at the top level of elite chunin. Killing it will definitely provide a lot of killing value. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing an elite chunin and gaining 97 kill points. 97 points? That's quite a lot. Listening to the pleasant figure in his mind, Fujiwara Tetsuya's mouth corners slowly curled up. Including the 4 wandering ninjas from before. His killing value at this moment has reached 185 points. For the sake of kill value, I'll just bury you together. After kicking Harukawa Maru's body, Fujiwara Tetsuya found a soft place and buried Harukawa Maru and the 7 wandering ninjas together. As for those ordinary bandits, they obviously won't receive such preferential treatment. Their final fate was to become food for the wild beasts in the mountains. Sakura fell into the small town. Because they were carrying 20 or 30 rescued hostages. The speed of Fujiwara Tetsuya and his team was undoubtedly slowed down a lot. It was not until the evening that we finally arrived back at the small town of Sakura. Nanako. Ichiro. Thank you. Master Ninja of Konoha. Family reunion. Of course, tears are indispensable. However, neither Sunset Shinmai, Uchiha Mikoto, nor Aberame Wooden Golem showed the slightest interest in this touching scene. After a few polite words, he carried Fujiwara Tetsuya and walked towards Murano Jihei's residence. You're here. It seems that Namuru and the others were successfully dealt with by the 4 of you. Regarding the arrival of Sunset Shinmai, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2. Murano Jihei had obviously anticipated this. Mr. Murano. I need an explanation. Before that, you concealed the fact that there were 7 ninjas among the bandits. You should know what this means. Looking at the teacup in front of him, there was not the slightest fluctuation in Sunset True Self's eyes. However, the aura around him was constantly rising. Even though Sunset True I tried my best to restrain myself, Fujiwara Tetsuya, who was in the back, still felt a sense of oppression like a mountain collapsing. I'm sorry for causing you trouble. It was not my intention to hide these things. However, the current Sakura town can only barely raise enough money for the S-rank mission. So, in order to resolve the threat posed by Namaru and the others, I can only conceal some information. Questioning my true self in the face of the sunset, Murano Jihei gave a bitter smile and knelt down. Obviously he was forced into no choice. With your strength, it shouldn't be that difficult to deal with those stray ninjas, right? At this time, Sunset's true self finally realized the aura that Murano Jihei had undoubtedly revealed. That is the real aura that only a strong person who has reached the level of Jainin possesses. If I were a few years younger, it wouldn't be a problem. But now, my condition has begun to decline. What's more, Namaru and his men hold many innocent residents in their hands. If it's not necessary, I don't want to fight them to the death. This matter. In the final analysis, it was all my fault. It has nothing to do with the residents of Sakura Falls town. Please don't take your anger out on them. I will report this matter to the Hokage-sama truthfully. Someone will negotiate with you on how to deal with it when the time comes. But don't worry. We are Konoha's ninjas, not wandering ninjas. Holding the hot cup of tea, Sunset's true self didn't say anything more. After drinking it all, he took Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other two and left Sakura town directly. Chapter 19. Is that so? Okay, I understand. This mission will be counted as a B-level mission. As for Murano Jihei, I will send someone to negotiate with him. Hokage office. Sarutobi Hiruzen blew out a smoke ring, and after sighing, he slowly set his gaze on Sunset True Self. Hey! Thank you for your help, Hokage-sama. Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen at his peak, even an old-time Jainin like Ui Shinga, who barely reached the elite Jainin level, was still very reserved. Not to mention, the three little ones, Uchiha Mikoto, Fujiwara Tetsuya, and a bear-may wooden golem. Tetsuya. You did a great job this time. You didn't disgrace the honor of the Fujiwara clan. Keep doing your best. Shingo is a good teacher. I believe that with Shingo's guidance, you will become a qualified ninja soon. Yes, Hokage. I will definitely learn from teacher Xiang and become a qualified ninja as soon as possible. Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen's gaze, Fujiwara Tetsuya straightened his back instantly. His complexion also looked much more serious. Well. Don't be too stressed. I believe you can do it. Okay, I guess you're all tired, so just rest at home for the next 2 days and come back to take on the mission in 2 days. Hi. The Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. When Jiro Tanaka saw that Fujiwara Tetsuya was safe and sound, he couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. It was as if a huge stone had fallen from my heart. Uncle Jiro, take these silver coins. Fujiwara Tetsuya naturally didn't need to guess too much about Tanaka Jiro's thoughts. With a chuckle, he took out 30,000 taels from his pocket and handed it to Tanaka Jiro. This is certainly not the reward for the mission. Even if the mission level of Sakura Town was upgraded to B level, the reward would be at most 150,000 taels. There was definitely not that much that fell into his hands. These 30,000 taels were part of the money looted from the cave. According to Sunset's true self, this is what he deserves. Uchiha Mikoto and a bear-may wooden golem, more or less, also fluctuate around this number. Tetsuya, where did you get all this money from? Did you say something you shouldn't have said to Master Xi Yang Jinwo? 30,000 taels is definitely a huge sum of money for the Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clans. Including the one Fujiwara Tetsuya gave me some time ago. Not only can it solve the short-term problem of food and drink, but it can also buy 2 decent sets of clothes for the children in the tribe. Uncle Jiro, don't worry. This 30,000 taels is part of what we looted from those bandits. Feel free to use it. After explaining a few words, Fujiwara Tetsuya slowly stood up. Although there is a 2-day gap. But the training of a ninja is a process of accumulation over time. After tonight, he still needs to go to the surrounding training grounds for a good look. It's always good to earn some kill points. The next morning, at daybreak, Fujiwara Tetsuya, carrying his Kodaki, once again set out on the road to the training ground. The time of youth is always immeasurable. Like a fleeting moment, in the long life, only a few memories remain. 6 months passed in a flash. Over the past 6 months, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the members of Squad 13 have carried out numerous B and C rank missions. While earning a lot of rewards, he also accumulated a lot of kill points through dozens of missions. Chunin exam. That's right, the Chunin exam. Teacher, I have handed over your application form for participating in the Chunin exam. How's that, Tetsuya? A Chunin promotion as your 8th birthday present, isn't that nice? Teacher, I am so creative. On the rooftop of a building in Konoha, Sunset Shingo was leaning on the rooftop. After telling Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto, and Abarame wooden golem about the Chunin exam, he became so moved that he couldn't extricate himself for a long time. Teacher Ui. Although your idea is good. But suddenly participating in the Chunin exam is really too chaotic. As far as I know. This time, the Chunin exam includes not only the genin from Konoha, but also genin from the Wind Country, Water Country, Rain Country, Earth Country, Lightning Country, and several other small country ninja villages, right? As a genius of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Mikoto obviously knows more inside information than a newbie like Fujiwara Tetsuya. Wait. Mikoto, are you saying that the genin from the other 4 nations and Rain Shinobi village will come to Konoha to take part in this Chunin exam? Now, it is the 35th year of Konoha. The time of World War II was not far away. Look at it from the perspective of a time traveler suffering from paranoia. The 4 great nations and Rain Shinobi village are participating in the Chunin exam held by Konoha this time, definitely to test Konoha's bottom line. What's so strange about this? Although more people are here this time. But there have been precedents of the 4 nations or Rain Shinobi village participating in Konoha's Chunin exams before. Why, little devil? Are you scared? If you are scared, then speak out loudly. For the sake of being teammates, I can give you some intensive training before the Chunin exam begins. When facing Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto's tsundere nature has never been extinguished. Although, compared with before, my talking skills have become much softer now. Special training or something? That's not necessary. After all, someone's strength may not necessarily be stronger than mine. Looking at Uchiha Mikoto's sculptured face, Fujiwara Tetsuya swallowed silently. But I didn't choose to spoil him. This is also a daily routine between him and Uchiha Mikoto. Humph. You little brat. You said that. If Chunin lags behind in the exam, don't blame me for being ruthless. Great. Tetsuya. Mikoto. Stop bickering between the two of you at this time. Look at the young faces of Uchiha Mikoto and Fujiwara Tetsuya. The sunset really gives me a headache. In the next half-month, I will personally guide you two and strive to make great progress in your strength before the Chunin exam. As for the wooden golem, most of the Abarame clan's ninjutsu are related to bugs. I can't help you with that, but I've asked Saiki-senpai to help. For the next half-month, Senior King Hui will personally teach you the secret techniques of the Abarame clan. This is a rare opportunity, so make sure you do your best. Senior King Hui? I know Teacher Xiang, I won't miss this opportunity. Who is Abarame Saiki? Fujiwara Tetsuya is not clear. But looking at the solemn expression of Sunset's true self, Abarame wooden golem, I understand too. Abarame Saiki is most likely a veteran Jainin of Konoha, or even a strong man at the elite Jainin level. Now that everything is clear, let's go. Tetsuya, Mikoto. Meet me at practice field number 22 tomorrow. Chapter 20. Konoha Training Ground number 22. On this day, Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto arrived at the practice ground early. Just over 10 minutes after the two arrived, Sunset's true self appeared beside them in an instant. Teacher Xiang. Seeing Sunset's true self coming, Fujiwara Tetsuya became alert and quickly went to meet her with Uchiha Mikoto. You two are here. Looks like you're ready. Ui Shingo's eyes paused for a moment on Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto, and after confirming the condition of the two, she nodded slightly. Teacher Xiang. Don't worry. We are ready. Okay then. Earth Style, Earth Clone Technique. The clone technique of Sunset's true self is undoubtedly more advanced than Fujiwara Tetsuya's water clone. Coupled with the blessing of the Sunset clan's powerful illusion, it was difficult for Fujiwara Tetsuya to distinguish which was his true self and which was his clone. Okay. Stop looking. I am myself. Mikoto, follow the clone. Taijutsu and ninjutsu. You have mastered enough for now. In the next few days, I will strengthen your training in illusion. Is this the illusion of the Sunset Clan? Discussing the attainments in the art of illusion. In the entire Konoha, and even in the entire Fire Country, the Uchiha clan is undoubtedly the number one. But this does not mean that the Uchiha clan looks down on other illusions. Faced with the illusions of the Ui clan and the illusions of the Kurama clan that manipulated the five senses, even the Uchiha clan remained extremely vigilant. Tetsuya. You know, I'm not good at water style and lightning style ninjutsu. Besides, the ninjutsu you have mastered now is more than enough in my opinion. In the next period of time, I will strengthen your training in physical skills and swordsmanship. Looking at Uchiha Mikoto's receding figure, Sunset Shinto withdrew his gaze and focused on Fujiwara Tetsuya. Then I'll leave it to you. Teacher Ziyang. The illusion of the Sunset Clan. Fujiwara Tetsuya was naturally envious. But Fujiwara Tetsuya knew that he was different from Uchiha Mikoto. His foundation in illusion is basically blank. Even if he learns it, it will probably take a long time to apply it in actual combat. Just swordsmanship. Even the common Konoha-style swordsmanship can be of great benefit to him now. Just when Fujiwara Tetsuya and Uchiha Mikoto were training with Sunset Shingo. In Konoha village, many unfamiliar figures gradually appeared. Is this Konoha? Compared to Tsunagakuer, it is indeed much richer. After a thorough investigation, 4 Sand Shinobi teams, led by several Sand Shinobi Genin, entered Konoha village. The lively scenes on both sides of the street instantly attracted most people's attention. What's so strange about this? The Fire Nation occupies the richest place in the ninja world, with fertile soil and wealthy people. With the support of the entire Fire Nation, it is not surprising that it has developed to its current state. If I, Tsunagakuer, could occupy such fertile land, I would only be able to do better than Konoha. The person who spoke was a boy of about 13 or 14 years old. His face was resolute, and there was a heroic spirit between his brows. Even from a distance, one can feel the boy's extraordinariness. As expected of Luo Sha. He actually knows so much. Suddenly, admiration could be heard from girls all around. However, this somewhat loving tone immediately made Luo Sha blush. Karura, it's just common sense. Looking at the yellow-haired girl beside him, Luo Sha's eyes moved slightly, revealing a hint of imperceptible tenderness. Let's go. This is not the place to talk. The conversation between Raza, Karura, and others attracted the attention of many Konoha residents. Seeing more and more figures around, everyone in Tsunagakuer quickly walked forward under the leadership of Sand Shinobi leader Jainin. In Konoha, foreign peddlers are not uncommon. But ninjas from the 4 major nations are rare. Sand Shinobi. It seems that Sand Shinobi is also restless. I can feel that the little devil named Luo Sha is very powerful. Under the shade of a tree not far away, 3 teams from Cloud Shinobi village headed there. A tall and sturdy young man was looking in the direction where the Tsunagakuer group left, and there seemed to be a strong interest in the depths of his eyes. Ah! This is also the reason why the 3rd generation wanted you to come, even at the cost of lowering your ninja level. The ninja world has been quiet for too long. Not to mention the 5 major nations, even Rain Shinobi village and Takigakuer village are showing signs of rising. If my Cloud Shinobi village wants to take the initiative in the future, we must find out the strength of the other ninja villages. It's a good thing Fujiwara Tetsuya isn't here. Otherwise, he would have probably backed down the moment he saw Luo Sha and AI. The future 4th Kazekage, 4th Raikage. This Chunin exam is no joke. I know. In addition to finding out the strength of the younger generation of each major ninja village, it is more important to flex our muscles and show the strength of our Cloud Shinobi village, right? That's right. AI, it's great that you can understand this. I hope there will be other interesting guys besides that Tsunagakuer brat this time in this Chunin exam. Otherwise, this Chunin exam will be too boring. In order to avoid the major ninja villages from being involved in irrelevant fights before the Chunin exams begin due to the relationships between the ninja villages. The Konoha high-level officials headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen also put a lot of thought into it. The ninjas from various ninja villages, big and small, were arranged in more than 10 houses in Konoha. At the same time, a large number of Anbu and police department personnel were deployed to patrol between these houses. What is meant to come will eventually come. Half a month passed in a flash, and the grand Chunin examination arrived as scheduled. Tetsuya, Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji clan lands. Tanakajiro, Fujiwara Sachiko, and other clansmen from the three tribes stopped at the gate of the courtyard and looked at Fujiwara Tetsuya with expectant eyes. Everyone! Don't worry, I will definitely pass the Chunin exam and become the new Chunin of my Fujiwara, Tanaka, and Yusuji families. Facing everyone's gaze, Fujiwara Tetsuya held the forehead protector, his eyes full of determination. Brother Tetsuya, we believe in you. You will definitely pass the Chunin exam. Come on, Tetsuya Nii-san, you are the genius of our Fujiwara family. Fujiwara Tetsuya's determination inspired many children from the three tribes. For a moment, many childish voices of little boys and lolas were heard around. Tetsuya, it's time to go. At the end of the road, two figures appeared without me noticing. It was Uchiha Mikoto and a bear-may wooden golem. Sunset's true self was assigned other tasks. They were informed yesterday that I would not easily appear in their field of vision at least in the next 2 days. Chapter 21 Ninja School. In preparation for the Chunin exam, the Ninja Academy was deliberately vacated. When Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto, and a bear-may wooden golem arrived at the ninja school, a lot of people had already gathered on the open space inside the school. According to their respective ninja villages and camps, they stood together clearly. Among them, Konoha undoubtedly has the largest number of people. A total of 37 teams and 111 people participated in the Chunin exam. The second is Rain Shinobi Village, with 9 teams participating. Tsunagakuer, Iwagakuer, Cloud Shinobi Village, and Kirigakuer are probably floating in 3 or 4 teams. As for some small ninja villages, there are only 2 to 4 teams scattered around. After a short pause, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2 also arrived at Konoha's camp. This elite team composed of geniuses from various ninja clans, led by the Senju, Uchiha, and Hyuga, brings unlimited pressure to others wherever they go. Tetsuya, Mikoto, Wooden Golem. You're here. During the past 6 months, Fujiwara Tetsuya has made many friends with Uchiha Mikoto and a bear-may wooden golem through one mission after another. Seeing the 3 people coming, members of several teams immediately surrounded them. Among them are members of the Uchiha, Nara and other ninja clans. Of course, Uchiha and whatnot, more because Uchiha Mikoto is here. As a talented girl who opened the eyes of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Mikoto's popularity has remained high in the hearts of the Uchiha clan's young boys who are just beginning to fall in love. Keiko, Genaki. After a brief greeting, everyone turned their attention to the upcoming Chunin exam. The Chunin examination process is roughly divided into 3 parts. The first round is the most basic written test, the second round is a team survival battle, and the third round is an individual battle. Nearly 300 genins were divided into 7 classes for the exam. The content of the written test involves common sense of the ninja world and professional knowledge related to ninjas. For Fujiwara Tetsuya today, these are not difficult questions. While other genins were still using all kinds of weird ninjutsu to sneak a peek at the answers, Fujiwara Tetsuya, holding a test paper with almost full marks, had already slapped it in front of the invigilator Jainin. Under the gaze of countless people, he walked out of the classroom in a leisurely manner. Just like that, the boy as windy as the wind. Tetsuya, you're out so early. From the looks of it, you must have done well in the exam. About 10 minutes after Fujiwara Tetsuya came out, a bear-may wooden golem and Uchiha Mikoto also came out from other classes. After seeing Fujiwara Tetsuya, they immediately gathered around. Of course. Theory and stuff, that's my specialty. Mikoto, Wooden Golem, how did you 2 do on the test? Looking at the 2 of them, Fujiwara Tetsuya stopped looking around and smiled. If even you can pass the exam, how can we, as seniors, fail? Glancing at Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto muttered to himself. Brat! I won't tell you that I handed in the paper early thanks to Sharingan. He faces Uchiha Mikoto and Fujiwara Tetsuya, both of whom are extremely strict. After noticing the fluctuation in Uchiha Mikoto's eyes, Fujiwara Tetsuya had the answer in his heart. Sharingan, bugs and the like, that's a great tool for cheating. However, the invigilator was a Jainin of Konoha after all, and in Konoha's home ground, no one would deliberately call out to Shin even if he was discovered. Looking at the proud Uchiha Mikoto, Fujiwara Tetsuya rarely tried to provoke the girl. There were not many teams that failed the first round of written examination. In the results announced in the afternoon, there were only 11 teams, and most of these people were genins from small ninja villages. Genin from the 5 major ninja villages, such as Rain Shinobi Village, still have excellent qualities. Konoha Training Ground number 37. That's right, the second round of squad survival operations took place at Training Ground number 37. Fujiwara Tetsuya is the place where he first attained enlightenment by killing beasts. Hello, rookies from all ninja villages. I am the examiner of your second exam, Orochimaru. The rules for the second exam are clearly written on the notice board you came in on. I won't repeat them anymore. For the next 3 days, I will be waiting for you at the end of the 37th training ground. I hope you will enjoy these 3 days. The examiner for the second round turned out to be Senior Orochimaru. Looking at the figure on the platform, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes gradually darkened. Although Orochimaru has not yet embarked on the road of no return, a person's temperament and the things in his bones are not so easy to change. Fujiwara Tetsuya could sense that deep inside the training ground 37, Orochimaru definitely had some unexpected surprises prepared for them. Then, the second exam officially begins. At Orochimaru's signal, many teams set off without any pause and rushed towards the jungle deep in the training ground. Tetsuya. Let's go too. Nodding, Fujiwara Tetsuya turned his head to look at Orochimaru, then followed Uchiha Mikoto and a bear-may wooden golem into the jungle. Fujiwara Tetsuya. Funny kid. It seems you have noticed something. Fujiwara Tetsuya's gaze did not escape Orochimaru's perception. Seeing that the last few teams had also gone deeper into the training grounds, Orochimaru moved and disappeared from the platform at the same time as several other genin. To make the second exam more interesting, Orochimaru released thousands of ferocious beasts and poisonous insects at the number 37 training ground, and sent Anbu to set countless traps. Most of the scrolls that Fujiwara Tetsuya and his team are looking for are hidden in the beasts' lairs and traps. Sarutobi Hiruzen also raised objections to Orochimaru's layout. However, faced with the insistence of his favorite disciple, after some hesitation, Sarutobi Hiruzen chose to support him. Things between ninjas have always been full of blood. It is not that easy to pass the Chunin exam. Deep in the training ground, they were the first batch of soldiers rushing to the front. They have entered the range of the trap set by Anbu, and for a moment, many rookies touched it unconsciously. Countless detonating tags were detonated in hidden corners. Countless kunao and poison needles shot out, claiming the lives of genins one by one. These genins include those from small ninja villages as well as those from the 5 major ninja villages such as Konoha and Sand Shinobi. Who knows medical ninjutsu? Save my companion. Save her. It hurts. It hurts so much. Lingzi, kill me, kill me. The dense jungle had already become a mess due to the bombardment of detonating talismans. Some genins with weaker psychological endurance held the bodies of their companions, their eyes gradually becoming dull. Chapter 22. This is. By the time Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other two arrived, a lot of teams had already gathered around. The brave ones had already taken advantage of the pause to dive deeper. Some weaker teams are still in a wait-and-see state at this moment. After all, the dozen or so corpses on the ground are not just for decoration. It must be a trap set by Lord Orochimaru. Mikoto, wooden golem, it seems we have to be more alert. God knows how many traps like this there are in this vast forest. High-end stuff like detonating talismans. Even though Fujiwara Tetsuya has saved some money in the past 6 months, he has saved a lot and tried not to spend anything as much as possible. Unlike Orochimaru, who would casually set up dozens or even hundreds of cards to test them. Really? If it's not something that comes from your own pocket, you won't feel bad about using it. Let me do it. I'll be in the front, Mikoto, Tetsuya, you two support me on both sides. Best choice in this case. Just choose a team with Byakugan or Perceptive Ninja to form an alliance with. However, this powerful team had already rushed to the front. Although there is no best choice. But with a bear-may wooden golem, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 3 can avoid most of the troubles. After a bear-may wooden golem released hundreds of bugs, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2 did not stop and plunged into the depths of the forest together. Dark night. It's a predator's paradise. The beasts released by Orochimaru will wreak havoc in droves at training ground number 37 tonight. Kill these invaders. Dark night. It is also a paradise for betrayers and conspirators. Some teams of ninjas would definitely take advantage of the cover of night to intercept and rob other teams in order to obtain the scrolls they need. However, Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto, and Aberame Wooden Golem obviously have no intention of getting involved. As darkness fell, after cautiously moving forward for 2 kilometers, Fujiwara Tetsuya and his 2 companions finally found a temporary hiding place. Under a wildly growing tree trunk, there is a tree hole that is 1.5 meters high and 2 meters deep. Maybe it was once a cave of some wild beast. But now, it is obvious that a new owner is needed. That's it. Let's rest here tonight and take action tomorrow morning. Then I'll be on duty for the first half of the night. After collecting some dead branches, Fujiwara Tetsuya lit a bonfire. After simply eating 2 rice balls, he leaned quietly on the edge of the tree hole, his eyes constantly patrolling in the middle of the night. Looking at Fujiwara Tetsuya's thin back, Uchiha Mikoto moved his lips but said nothing more. He lay down not far from Fujiwara Tetsuya and fell asleep on his side. If Fujiwara Tetsuya turned his head at this moment, he would probably be able to appreciate the beautiful curves. Keeping vigil is boring. But some things, in the uncertainty, will still undergo unexpected changes. During the day, in order to avoid unnecessary consumption, Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 3 deliberately avoided some teams. However, in the eyes of some people, this action undoubtedly became a sign of lack of confidence. Late at night, when thick dark clouds in the sky blocked the moonlight, several cold rays of light, with a whistling sound, flew straight towards Fujiwara Tetsuya's face. Can't help it. With a light laugh, Fujiwara Tetsuya drew out his kodaki and knocked away several shurikens. Now that you're here, come out. It's a little petty to still hide your head and show your tail at this time. Tetsuya. What's going on? Is there an enemy? The noise outside woke up Uchiha Mikoto and Aberame Wooden Golem. Looking at the shuriken on the ground, their eyes gradually darkened. As expected of a Konoha ninja. Are you still so alert even at this time? Perhaps Fujiwara Tetsuya's words worked. Several rustling sounds were heard from the dense forest ahead, and the figure of 6 paths gradually appeared in front of Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2. People from Rain Shinobi Village. Looking at the forehead protector on the opponent's forehead, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes became more and more profound. For this Chunin exam, Rain Shinobi Village sent out 9 teams, and the key point is that all 9 teams passed the first exam. It can be seen that Rain Shinobi Village has put a lot of thought into it. But now it seems that Hanzo is not just trying to show off his muscles. Or, he may be trying to take the opportunity to weaken the strength of Konoha's younger generation. Everyone, we haven't found the scroll yet. If you came here just for the scroll, you're probably going to be disappointed. The blade of the kodaki, illuminated by the bonfire, refracted countless tiny rays of light. Even when facing the 6 genin from Rain Shinobi Village, Fujiwara Tetsuya showed no fear. This confidence does not only come from Uchiha Mikoto and Aberame Wooden Golem beside him. It comes more from himself. Host Fujiwara Tetsuya Strength, Genin, 2893/3000, Bloodline, Nun Ninjutsu, Konoha Kenjutsu, 26/1000 Intermediate, A, Lightning Style. Chidori, 105/1000 Intermediate, A, Water Style. Water Dragon Bomb Technique, 210/500 Intermediate, B, Lightning Style. Thunder Beast Chasing Fang, 100/500 Advanced, C, Water Style. Water Clone Technique, 23/500 Advanced, C, Water Style. Water Prison Technique, 65/500 Advanced, C, Body Flicker Technique, Intermediate, D, 3 Body Technique, Advanced, E. Kill. Value, 830. After developing Chidori and learning swordsmanship from Ui Shingo. The combat power that Fujiwara Tetsuya can exert is far more terrifying than imagined. Of course, to avoid unnecessary interest in him from someone in some dark corner, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not tell anyone else about the Chidori incident. Whether it exists or not, it's not something you can just say it doesn't exist. For things like this, we can at least confirm them after we have searched them thoroughly. So, 3 of you, in order to avoid unnecessary casualties, why don't you drop the ninja tools in your hands and let us search? Don't worry, the 3 of you. If there really isn't anything, the 6 of us will leave immediately. As they were talking, the 6 genins from Rain Shinobi Village had formed a battle formation, surrounding Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2 in the center. Don't tell me such lies. If you want to search us, it depends on your ability. Before that, I still want to give you a piece of advice. If you draw your swords against us, you will most likely lose your lives. Arrogant. It's not like we haven't annihilated Konoha's team before. Before you, 2 teams from Konoha have already died in our hands. Among them are Senju and Hyuga. How strong can you 3 little brats be? Since you don't want to die honestly, then we have no choice but to send you off. Go. Kill them. Quickly and decisively. Fujiwara Tetsuya's words undoubtedly hurt the self-esteem of the genin of the 6th great power. At the moment of the collision, 3 genin rushed directly towards Fujiwara Tetsuya. Chapter 23. Hey! You really think highly of me? Mikoto, wooden golem, I'll leave the other 3 to you. I'll take these 3. Looking at the kill value that was about to be obtained, Fujiwara Tetsuya's eyes became brighter. A figure flashed and went straight up to meet him. Konoha-style sword art, falling the violent breath rolled up endless fallen leaves, which fell like meteors. Directly blew up the formation of 3 genin from Rain Shinobi village. Lightning style. Thunder beast chasing Fang. This is the lightning style ninjutsu that Fujiwara Tetsuya first mastered. Although Thunder beast chase Fang consumes chakra, it has the effect of short-range locking and chasing, which is definitely a powerful weapon for bullying weak opponents. When a genin was still forming a seal, the terrifying Thunder Wolf swallowed him up with a raging roar. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a genin and gaining 24 kill points. It seems like the situation is changing. It's 1 against 2 now. You bastards from Rain Shinobi village, please me as much as you can. Then I will make your death a quick one. A sharp kunai carrying several detonating tags flew past Fujiwara Tetsuya's face and suddenly exploded behind him. The sudden attack also made Fujiwara Tetsuya focus his attention. The knife in his hand became more and more fierce. If I, the real Sunset, saw this, I would definitely be amazed at Fujiwara Tetsuya's talent in swordsmanship. Compared to the battle between Fujiwara Tetsuya and Aberame wooden golem, Uchiha Mikoto's side, however, is much more boring. The moment the Sharingan opened, the battle between the 2 was over. Under the guidance of Sunset Shinmai, Uchiha Mikoto's attainments in illusion became more and more outstanding. Even Fujiwara Tetsuya could fall into the trap if he is not careful and become trapped in the illusion created by Uchiha Mikoto. But after the battle, Uchiha Mikoto had no intention of intervening in the battle between Fujiwara Tetsuya and Aberame wooden golem. He just put away the kunai in his hand and sat quietly by the campfire. Hateful. In order to avoid possible head-grabbing behavior, Fujiwara Tetsuya's attacks became more and more frequent. Konoha-style sword art, Sky in the Void, a dazzling blade flashed by, leaving a deep scar on the chest of a Rain Shinobi village genin. Looking at the lifeless body, Fujiwara Tetsuya casually threw out several kunai and quickly retreated. Water-style. Water Dragon Bomb technique is the best among B-level ninjutsu. Water Dragon Bomb is naturally shocking enough. The huge water dragon circled in the air and directly swallowed up Rain Shinobi genin who was not far away. How? How is it possible? Why, would Konoha have a monster like you? The water flows away. The Rain Shinobi genin who was hit by the water dragon bomb lay helplessly on the muddy grass, his eyes full of fear. Rain Shinobi village is too small. The sky of the ninja world is much higher than you think. Kunai flew by, and Fujiwara Tetsuya took the life of the Rain Shinobi genin without any hesitation. As for the name or something. Is it important? Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a genin and gaining 27 kill points. Wooden golem. Remember to leave 1 person alive. Glancing at the dense swarm of insects in the distance, Fujiwara Tetsuya shuddered. If it had been a few seconds later, the 2 genins from Rain Shinobi village would have been reduced to 2 piles of skeletons. Alive. After hearing Fujiwara Tetsuya's warning, Aberame wooden golem controlled the swarm of insects to bind the 2 genins of Rain Shinobi village. Looking at the unique worm ropes on the 2 genins in front of him, Fujiwara Tetsuya took a deep breath. I never noticed it before. Aberame wooden golem is surprisingly talented in binding. Perhaps he needs to take some time to discuss this with Aberame wooden golem. This is a major event that will bring happiness to your entire life. Tell me. What is the purpose of that old man Hanzo asking you to come to Konoha? The Rain Shinobi that besieged them were all boys. Therefore, there is no need for Fujiwara Tetsuya to be deliberately gentle with women. With 2 kicks, he knocked 2 genins from Rain Shinobi village to the ground. The cold kunai, illuminated by the moonlight, hung in front of a range shinobi. Don't be in a hurry to argue. Just answer whatever I ask. Understand the current situation. This is your only chance of survival. Will you let us go? Looking at the kunao that was less than 2 centimeters away from him, the genin from range shinobi village began to sweat profusely on his forehead. This was perhaps the first time he felt that death was so close. That depends on whether the information you provide is worth the price. Don't think about playing any tricks. Think about the woman you love. If you die here, you will have nothing left. Looking at the changing expressions of the 2 range shinobi, Fujiwara Tetsuya's mouth corners slightly raised. It seems that my guess was right. You two really have someone you like. Think about it. If you really die, maybe in the next few years, they will marry someone else, lie in someone else's bed, undress for someone else, and give birth to children. What a sad thing this is. Shut up. Stop talking. Stop talking. At this moment, Fujiwara Tetsuya's words were like the whispers of a demon, causing the pupils of the 2 range shinobi village genins to dilate continuously. After struggling for a while, he finally lowered his head. If the future is really as Fujiwara Tetsuya describes, that kind of scene is even more painful than killing them. We will tell you everything you want to know. My name is Kamikawa Oraki, and that person is Aoki Asuka. Our visit to Konoha this time to participate in the Chunin exam held by Konoha is just a cover. The main purpose is to test Konoha's strength and bring information about Konoha back to range shinobi village. That's all we know. Information. It seems that there are quite a few spies from your range shinobi village in Konoha. One last question. Among the 9 range shinobi teams, how strong are you? What happened between range shinobi village and Konoha? With his current strength and status, he is still a long way from being able to get involved. Furthermore, Hanzo's ambition to covet the status of the 5 major countries is not a 1-day or 2-day ambition. He just didn't believe that Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't notice. Probably at an average level. After hesitating for a few seconds, Kamikawa Oraki seemed to have a bit of shame on his face. I see. Thank you for your answers. As a thank you, I will let you go more comfortably. Swish. The kunao swept across and directly cut the throats of Kamikawa Oraki and Aoki Asuka. The 2 genins from range shinobi village were sent to the Pure Land. You don't keep your word. If I keep my word with you, what does it matter if the Konoha genin died in your hands? He who kills others will be killed. That's all. Chapter 24. Hey! Wooden Golem, why are you looking at me like that? When Fujiwara Tetsuya came back from touching the corpse, he was immersed in the 121 kill points he had just gained. Inadvertently, I met a Bearmay Wooden Golem's charming eyes. The whole person suddenly felt uncomfortable. It's nothing. Tetsuya, don't think too much. I just think, Tetsuya, you must be a person with a story. Alright. It's getting late. I'll be on guard for the rest of the time. You and Mikoto should go to bed early. After taking a glance at the Bearmay Wooden Golem, Fujiwara Tetsuya did not ask any further questions. Because he felt that even the expression of Uchiha Mikoto beside him had changed slightly. Is it because my water dragon bomb was so cool? Suppressing the doubts in his heart, Fujiwara Tetsuya leaned against the tree trunk and slowly closed his eyes. Uchiha Mikoto's body is too tempting. Don't close your eyes. No way. Tetsuya. Tetsuya. It's time to get up. In the early morning, the faint sunlight shines into the tree hole through the layers of leaves. At the call of a Bearmay Wooden Golem, Fujiwara Tetsuya slowly opened his eyes and stretched lazily. When he looked towards where Uchiha Mikoto was lying, the girl had disappeared. In the huge tree hole, there were only him and a Bearmay Wooden Golem left. Wooden Golem. Mikoto. Fujiwara Tetsuya took the rice ball handed to him by a Bearmay Wooden Golem, took 2 bites, and asked vaguely. Mikoto has gone to investigate the situation ahead. When you finish eating, we will go to the front and meet up with Mikoto. Then let's go. It's too unsafe for Mikoto to be alone. Fujiwara Tetsuya tilted his head back to swallow the rice ball in his hand, then stood up holding his small sword. There are still a few Madara bloodlines on the edge of the cuffs. The elimination rate on the first day of the second exam was even higher than that of the first exam. Except for the 2 range shinobi teams that were defeated by Fujiwara Tetsuya and his 3 companions. 9 teams were intercepted and killed, and 7 or 8 teams were forced to withdraw due to reduction in personnel. There are fewer and fewer genins participating in the second game, but the confrontations between the teams are becoming more brutal. Magnet-style gold sand spear somewhere under the dense forest, Luo Sha stood in front of many Tsunagakuer genin, with gold sand in his hand, killing several ambushing genin in succession. It has a bit of youthful vigor. Magnet style. It seems that the rumors about Sand Shinobi Village are true. I didn't expect that Sand Shinobi Village would be willing to send someone like you out. Luo Sha's opponent. Very messy. There are Rain Shinobi Village, Iwagakuer, Konoha, and the Land of Grass. Obviously, they formed an alliance temporarily for some kind of benefit. I told you. You are far from being able to snatch the scroll from us. Leave now. I can pretend that what happened before never happened. The thick gold sand, like tiny grains of sand, constantly surged under Luo Sha's feet. Although their number is small, under Luo Sha's control, they are enough to withstand the joint attack of more than 10 genins. We've made note of what happened today. This matter is not over yet. Sooner or later, we will fight again. Looking at the golden spear gradually condensing in Luo Sha's hand, the expressions of the genins around him gradually relaxed. After a brief consideration, they scattered in an instant. The strength that Luo Sha showed today. It has long gone beyond the limits of genin. Even a small team of genin might not be able to gain any advantage from the genius of Tsunagakuer. It is enough to be able to test the opponent's strength. Luo Sha, are you okay? Stepping on the thick gold sand, Carula came close to him, with unspeakable worry between his brows. Don't worry, I'm fine. A ninja of this level can't hurt me. Let's hurry up and move forward. If I'm not mistaken, the scrolls placed in the training ground are far fewer than we thought. As time goes by, I'm afraid these meaningless fights will become more frequent. Luo Sha's guess was correct. In order to make the second exam more interesting, Orochimaru ordered Anbu to secretly replace a batch of scrolls last night. Currently, the number of scrolls in training ground number 37 is only around 20. Nearly 60 teams compete for 20 scrolls. One can imagine how fierce the fighting was. You scumbags from Cloud Shinobi Village, leave the scroll behind. Somewhere in an open grassland, dense sounds of breaking through the air were heard, and dozens of shurikens blocked the path of a Cloud Shinobi team in front from extremely tricky angles. It's not easy to take the scroll from us. With just the 6 of you, I'm afraid it's still a little short. Glancing at the Konoha genin in front of him, the future 4th Raikage AI tossed the scroll in his hand lightly, and the aura around him became more and more majestic. Arrogant guy. Everyone can boast. If you know what's best for you, hand over the scroll in your hands. Otherwise, you may not be able to walk out of training ground number 37 alive. The Konoha genin who targeted Team AI were no ordinary civilian ninjas. In addition to a Senju clan member, there are people from the Hyuga, Shimura, and 10 clans, all of whom are from the Konoha Shinobi clan. Hey! Do you know why I brought you here? That's because it's flat here. It's flat enough for me to finish you off in a minute. Come on. Tama. You two stand away with the scrolls. I want to feel what kind of character the younger generation of Konoha has. The scroll symbolizing the ticket to pass the game spun a few times in the air and landed directly in the hands of a genin from Cloud Shinobi Village behind him. Looking at AI's confident back, the two of them retreated without any hesitation. Arrogant guy. I'll teach you a lesson no matter what you say today. Fire style. Phoenix fire technique. Water style. Water waves. Wind style. Great breakthrough. It's too slow. Lateral bolt of pain, chop as the successor carefully trained by the 3rd Raikage. AI's strength is definitely rare in Cloud Shinobi Village. He has mastered the lightning style chakram mode at a young age, and possesses the strength and speed to crush all the ninjas of his generation. Dense electric currents surrounded his hands, and in just a few seconds, AI had killed 2 Konoha genins and seriously injured 1. Gurgle. Looking at their companion wailing on the ground, the other 3 Konoha genins subconsciously gathered together. I felt a faint sense of regret in my heart. Cloud Shinobi Village is worthy of being one of the 5 major ninja villages. They could actually cultivate such a horrible monster. Lightning style. Or is it the legendary secret technique, ninjutsu? You guys are weaker than I thought. Senju. Hyuga. What a disappointment. Let's put an end to this boring game. Thunder Me Bomb. Chapter 25. Konoha Training Ground number 37. In a dense forest somewhere, two teams of Kirigaku's genin were chasing two genin from the Whirlpool country. The two genins from the Whirlpool country were a boy and a girl, about 13 years old. His aura was ups and downs, and he had Madara's bloodline on him. It was obvious that he had suffered considerable injuries in the recent fight. Minghua, my injuries are too severe. I can't escape. I'll stay and stop them. You go first. Heiji. Stop saying that. Asashai is already dead. If you die, what's the point of me living? Boys and girls in the ninja world generally mature early. It's not something difficult to understand. Minghua. There are people in the southeast. Let's run there. As descendants of the Six Paths, the Uzumaki people's talents surpass those of countless other ninja clans. As a leader among the younger generation of the Uzumaki clan, Uzumaki Heiji also has an extremely outstanding talent in perception. It's a ninja from Konoha. After running for dozens of seconds, Uzumaki Heiji and Uzumaki Naka finally saw hope of survival. Dozens of meters away from them, 3 Konoha genins were taking a rest against a big tree. Someone is coming. The ninja under the big tree is not an outsider. The 3 of them are Fujiwara Tetsuya, Uchiha Mikoto, and a Barame wooden golem. I don't know if it's just a matter of luck. Although the 3 of them had cracked several traps in succession, they still had not seen any trace of the scroll. That pattern. It's from the Uzumaki clan. As the only special symbol on the Konoha Genin vest, the 3 of them are naturally familiar with each other. That is a symbol of friendship between the Uzumaki clan and Konoha. It seems that our allies are in big trouble. Kirigaku Genin's speed was not slow. The moment Uzumaki Heiji and Uzumaki Naka just landed, he appeared more than 10 meters away from Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2. It's a ninja from Konoha. Xin. What should I do? Should I quit? Retreat? Why should we retreat? They are just 3 little ghosts. No matter what, all the Uzumaki clan members must die. Remember, everything we do today is to make Kirigaku stronger. The leading Mist Ninja boy's full name is Kizuna Shin, that's right. He is a member of the clan of the late 2nd Mizukage Hojiki Gengetsu. We got it, Shin. In that case, let's make a quick decision and get rid of these 3 Konoha genins. Hello. My name is Uzumaki Heiji, and the one next to me is my tribe member Uzumaki Meika. Because of the scroll, we were ambushed by the Kirigaku genin, and one of our companions was killed in the battle. Please lend a helping hand. In return, we will give you the scrolls that will help you pass the level. He came closer and looked at the calm expressions of Fujiwara, Tetsuya and the other 2. Uzumaki Heiji and Uzumaki Naka also breathed a sigh of relief. You 2, please stand back. The rest of the battle will be left to us. The one who spoke was Uchiha Mikoto. As for Fujiwara Tetsuya, he had to slowly draw out his Kodaki under the pressure of Uchiha Mikoto's eyes. The Kirigaku of today is not the blood mist village that was ravaged by Uchiha Obito 20 or 30 years later. The Hojiki clan. The Uryuaki clan. The Yuki clan. The Kyuji clan. And some powerful ninja clans. The strength of Kirigaku genin is definitely not that bad. Thinking of this, Fujiwara Tetsuya slowly glanced at Uzumaki Heiji and Uzumaki Naka. I don't know whether to say these 2 are slow-witted or they are too well protected. The people of Kirigaku are not interested in the scrolls in your hands. It's obvious that he has his eyes on your heads. Everyone from Kirigaku. It's fate that we meet, so how about telling me your names before we start? Looking at the costumes of the 6 mist genin in front of him, Fujiwara Tetsuya secretly made a guess. He gripped the small sword in his hand even tighter. Little boy from Konoha, didn't your parents teach you to state your own name before asking others? Maybe it's an age thing. The Kirigaku ninja subconsciously ignored Fujiwara Tetsuya and focused all his attention on Uchiha Mikoto and a Barame wooden golem. My name is Fujiwara Tetsuya, and I come from an unknown small ninja clan. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. As for the 2 beside me, they are my teammates. Uchiha Mikoto. A Barame wooden golem. The Uchiha clan. The Abarame clan. After Fujiwara Tetsuya revealed the identities of Uchiha Mikoto and a Barame wooden golem, the attention of Gui Deng Xin and the other 6 people naturally fell on the 2 of them. In the blink of an eye. Obviously a battle plan has been formulated. I have already mentioned the names of the 6 families. Now, can you 6 tell me your names? Or what? You six don't even have the courage to tell us your last names. Kid. You don't have to provoke us. What's the harm in telling you? My name is Gui Deng Xin. Kagayasaki. The vastness of citrus Minatoki Kion dried persimmon Mikawa Nogi Kiriki. Listen to the name coming from your ears. Fujiwara Tetsuya's face fell at a speed visible to the naked eye. Except for Nogi Teruhai, a passerby whose last name he had never heard of, the other 5 were all from the ninja clan. Either they have a bloodline limit or they possess a family secret technique. The enemy is more powerful than he imagined. Get started. The moment Fujiwara Tetsuya opened his mouth, 9 figures quickly collided with each other. Kirigaku's genin exams are notoriously strict in the ninja world. The enemy Fujiwara Tetsuya faced this time was clearly much stronger than the rain shinobi he killed last night. Water style. Mist shinobi technique. With Gui Dengzin and Goju Hao joining forces, thick water mist instantly filled the surroundings. Not only is the field of vision restricted, but even Uchiha Mikoto's Sharingan is restricted. Mikoto. Fire style. The most convenient way to crack the mist shinobi technique is to use the powerful wind style to directly blow away the mist around. But Fujiwara Tetsuya has no wind attribute chakra at all, and the same goes for Uchiha Mikoto and Aberame wooden golem. Fire style. Phoenix fire technique. Fire style. Great fireball technique. The scorching flames continued to spread forward, quickly clearing the field of vision after evaporating the pervasive water vapor. Mikoto, wooden golem. Can you confirm their location? Block the kunao and shurikens flying everywhere. Fujiwara Tetsuya and the other 2 leaned against each other. His eyes kept scanning the surroundings for movement. This is also the most disgusting part of mist shinobi technique. As long as the caster's chakra is sufficient, the surrounding gaps can be quickly filled. Confine the enemy tightly in the fog. You know, even Madara had suffered a setback from the mist shinobi technique at the hands of 5th Mizukage Terumi Mei. There is no such thing as a weak ninjutsu. There are only weak users. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.